Hey everybody, how's it going?
Oh, hello.
It is Sunday, February 21st.
Sunday, February 21st of 2021.
Yep. What's that?
So what is it? It's 2/21.
February 21. It's 2/21/21. Oh, weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like it.
But yes, it's 2/21.
Unless you're in England,
21.
then you're 21/2/21.
Yeah, whatever. Their metric system of dates.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So we are winding down the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. That was our last night. It was last night.
Yes.
Yes.
It was last night was our last night at Festival of the Arts. It was the longest line you had all festival.
Yes, it was.
Yes, and we got to meet a lot of cool people.
We sure did.
And we got to see some friends that we've seen before.
Yes, some of our Twitch friends.
And it was a lovely time. I mean, the weather was just fantastic.
Was absolutely beautiful.
I was in a good mood.
Yes.
And it was nice that they felt comfortable with letting me help out. I got to chat with more people that way, and that was always fun. And yeah, we saw a ton of people.
We did.
It was great.
Stayed a little late.
Just a little bit late.
Not too bad.
And we had some nummy foods at not at Epcot.
No.
But yeah, so Jasmine was telling me about a new vegan restaurant in town, and called Humble, HUMBL, and it was super nummy. So anyone that's local to the area,
yes, you can get it on Uber
I want to try that out.
They deliver to you.
Yeah, it was super good, and I told Brandon about it too.
Yeah, and it's cheap. It was like as cheap as getting Del Taco or something.
Oh, thank you so much, Painting. I'm happy you love spending Sunday nights with us.
Oh.
And happy Sunday to everybody.
Yes, happy Sunday.
And yes, Luna says, hello everyone, I'm just glad all the snow here is melting and really hope our water comes back soon. Me too, Luna.
Water's gone too?
Oh yeah, some areas had pipes busted, and you know how that, remember how that was? Yeah.
I do.
Ooh, I remember having, like, putting space heaters, like, directing them at pipes and things, and oh, it was, I've been there, guys. But not, I don't think I'm not sure if it was a national emergency, but it's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, that cold snap was more than just a snap.
Yeah.
It really put a lot of people down, and I just wish, I hope people are getting some relief. I mean, just having water to drink, water to flush your toilets, that's just...
Yeah.
You find out how much we rely on things
sure,
like...
my dad's house, and he has an outhouse, so...
Well, your dad is... yeah, your dad's prepped for if a big earthquake comes or something. I don't know. So I guess we'll go live on his land, and I'll harvest food from the earth, and
turnips.
We'll go in his outhouse. I actually like going in that outhouse.
It's a pretty cool outhouse. It has like a porch and stuff.
Yeah, I know,
it's 2 stories high.
I love it. I think it's kind of cozy. Other family members are like, no, I'm going to go in the house. I'm good. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go in the outhouse. It's neat. You know?
And it's solar powered.
It's got a little lights in there he put in there, and I was like, I might bring a book in here. This is kind of nice. A little cozy spot. Cool. So yeah, I didn't realize how fond of outhouses I was. Not that I am. I just think it's neat that your dad built one.
People I know in Alaska have outhouses often because the pipes will freeze all the time.
Yeah, it is the cleanest outhouse sort of it's way cleaner than a porta potty.
Oh yes, it's nothing like a porta potty.
So, L. Hertz already says, "Ooh, is that a kitty?" I see in this one.
Yeah. A zombie kitty.
Oh, a zombie kitty. Those are the cutest types of kitties, huh?
Yeah. We've had some zombie kitties in our lifetime. Yeah.
You know that there's a kitty that came to our backyard He started coming, 2 years ago, Jasmine?
Which one?
Tom.
Tom,
And Tom, Jasmine was like, I don't know about Tom.
Yeah.
He looks pretty bad. But my gosh, we fed him and he gets we think he gets some food from a few places, and we just make sure he's okay. And he's been fixed.
He's been ear tipped.
And he comes to our backyard and he looks totally normal now.
I know, he looks like a real kitty.
Yeah. So I guess that fur probably covers up some devastating scars.
I remember that time we thought he had lost his eye, and you could see part of his skull showing through. It was really, he'd been fighting with raccoons or something. And
so Jasmine, Angela has a good question. She says, "Is this the pin of the month kitty?"
It is.
For not for this month though, right?
Not for this month, but for March. Yes. Here, I have this. Here, the pin design. Actually, I have the pins.
I have one over here if you need.
I've got one. I think. Hold on. Yep. Here we go. We got the pins in. So, yeah. So this is going to be the painting that I did the line art for earlier. It was a pen and ink drawing. And this will be the painting that will have the prints and canvases and everything. And her name, I think we're calling it My Zombie Kitty. Because I had a painting called Zombie Kitty. I was like, oh, I did have a painting called Zombie Kitty. My Zombie Kitty. And this will be the pin of the month for March.
Yes. And the original has sold.
The one I'm painting now.
The one you're painting now, that's not painted yet, has sold.
I still have to finish it, though. Yeah. Okay.
Will it be a coloring page?
Yeah, it might be eventually. Yeah,
you
probably
could magically bring the kitty back to life with the use of I don't know,
Pet Cemetery magic.
Some crayons. Yes. You will be a necromancer.
Yes.
Or wait, I guess the fairy's a necromancer. You'd be cleric-y.
That's true.
Yeah, you'd be better than that. It'd be actual, true resurrection versus reanimation.
Oh, okay, yeah. Actually restoring the soul into the body also?
Yeah, which is...
Getting a little esoteric.
Well, it is, but I mean, if we're talking about D&D,
that's
one...
True. Yes. One is just like a zombie and you've reanimated like the dead corpse, and the other one, that person comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I remember when I was... I've never really played necromancer characters much in any, like...
Playing necromancer.
Yeah, I know you do. But I remember when I was little, I used to want to be, for some reason, a lich.
Oh,
Yeah, but
that's cool.
But it didn't work out.
You got time, baby.
Okay.
I think actually lich is like a job you can get pretty later in life, even.
Yeah. It's actually, liches are not young. They're generally very old. So, I don't know if any of you out there share my love for the Lich. What's that?
I said they're usually gendered as male. They don't have female Lich characters very often.
For some reason.
It is not fair.
That should not matter.
I
Lichdom is welcome to all.
It is.
So, but I think, really honestly, Jasmine?
Yeah.
It's because I had some, they were like Choose Your Own Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
But they were
they Endless Quest?
Endless Quest, yes. They were D&D based, and I had one called Lair of the Lich.
Hey, is that one that Larry did the cover for?
I think Larry may have done it, but I don't remember.
I think he did the cover for that one, yes. Pretty sure.
Yeah. Angela says, you've been practicing all this time to perfect the magic. I haven't even started.
Aww.
Yes. But I remember this book, Lair of the Lich.
Yeah.
And I think you and a friend in the book were going adventuring, and you had to infiltrate the Lair of the Lich.
Yes.
And I loved those books. At the time, Choose Your... I think probably third and fourth grade, I think I read things like that, like solely.
Interactive.
That's what I would read, except for reading assignments in school. I think I read. That's all I read.
Oh.
Were all the Choose Your Own Adventures over and over again, and I thought it was how books were going to be in the future.
They kind of are.
Well, kind of.
Well, if you think about video games.
Video games are
narrative video games.
Yes, narrative video games, and
MMORPGs and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, then in 5th grade, I found out about other books. And I think in 6th grade is finally when I read The Hobbit, because a boy named Jesse convinced me I should read The Hobbit. And that kind of changed where I was going. And then I realized that some of those Choose Your Own Adventures I had not necessarily outgrown, but I wanted to kind of experience what the writer meant for me to read. I don't know.
Gotcha.
The writers are always telling us what to do.
I know it.
But yes, I adored Choose Your Own Adventures.
I read
Once Upon a Time.
The Hobbit after I had read the Lord of the Rings series.
I did not. I read The Hobbit first, and then I think I was in 7th or 8th grade. Let me think. 8th grade when I started The Lord of the Rings, which took me a little bit longer. And I felt was more complex.
Well, I remember having read Lord of the Rings first, then reading The Hobbit. I thought that The Hobbit felt like a kid's version of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I should have done it in the other order, and I probably should have read The Hobbit when I was like younger.
But yeah, I enjoyed that. I also enjoyed those old Bakshi cartoons, which I watched after I saw those.
I had too the audio cassettes that were fully dramatized of all of the Lord of the Rings ones that were that would have been when I was like 12 or 13, so that would have been a pretty early version of an audiobook from that. And those were great, and they had sound effects, and they had and I'd listen to them when I was exercising or whatever.
Bob Help says, I remember Dragonlance series being popular.
Yes.
Yeah, you loved those, didn't you, Jasmine?
Yes, I sure did.
Yeah, I read Jasmine said, here, read some Dragonlance books, so I read Dragonlance books when in my 20s. I didn't read them as a teenager, but I had a lot of friends that did. I just never had, having a girlfriend tell you to read something's different than having a friend tell you to read something.
Is it?
A little bit, yeah. It's because you're going to probably, still be with them and you can talk about it.
That's true. Yeah.
Lucy Cavendish does podcast called Witchcast, really fantastic.
Oh, really? Oh, I should check that out. I like listening to podcasts.
Yeah, we should check
that
that
out. And Lucy is awesome.
Yes, she is. As we in the room know.
Yes, yeah. She is the writer who does a lot of my Oracle decks and book projects.
Oh, Luna says my mom named my sister Tika Whalen for Dragonlance.
Really? That's just great. That's fantastic.
Very cool. Hey, Pineapple, how's it going?
Howdy.
But yeah, Dragonlance. Again, we all want it to have a good movie or a really good cartoon.
One of these days, man.
Yeah, and Jasmine is if you guys don't know, a lot of the Dragonlance art you saw is from a gentleman named Larry Elmore, and that is one of Jasmine's. Would you say he's more your teacher, or more your
my drinking buddy? No.
There's that too.
No, I friend and mentor.
Friend and mentor.
I don't. Yeah, he's somebody really. He's.
I'd say he's almost a contemporary though.
Yeah, he is though. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think he sees you're his student when you go to class, but I kind of think he's. I don't know, Larry. When he talks to me about you, this is something I can say. He seems to kind of be a bit in awe of you. He's very impressed with you. He thinks you're cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I dig that.
He's the one who convinced me to go to DragonCon the first time.
Yes.
And that was like the first time I did like an art show at a convention.
So Jay Norris said, I remember reading The Hobbit when I was in 5th grade. I found it on my own and thought it was great. So yeah, you were basically the kid who told me to read it.
Yeah. I remember I did. Probably shouldn't talk about it. You probably heard with Amber and Kachina talking before about Amber's Lord of the Rings project with the dragon and all the hobbits.
What is it again?
A project Amber did, a diorama, and that I ended up doing the drawings for.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You should ask Kachina or possibly Amber about it sometime.
So I think Luna's saying my mom's cat is named Dritz, like
Oh, okay. Like in Forgotten Realms.
Or is it Drizzt? I don't know. The
it's
children.
Jordan. Yes.
Yeah, Jordan. He's if you guys don't know he's a dark elf. And drow. And I think those are a fantastic series. And your brother-in-law,
my brother-in-law Chris, yes.
Adores those.
Yes,
so Amber's husband, if you guys,
that Chris as in Amber and Chris.
Yeah, he turned me on to those, and I think that they're They're a nice trilogy. I think that
I can never get into those as much.
they're pretty good. I think.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I think that I
better,
personally think that
they are.
If you take the first few Dragonlance books and put them against the Dritz ones are way better.
I think
way better written.
I think with the Dragonlance ones, there's more depth to the characters, though, and it has more female characters that, as a 12-year-old, I would be identifying with. Whereas
that could be.
The Dritz ones, they didn't seem.
The females are
the females.
The females, at least for a while, are
or the bad guys. The whole
time.
They
are in power.
Yeah. It's a matriarchal sort of.
But it's matriarchal, but they're evil.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
I won't give too much away, though.
Yeah, but I think that's maybe why it didn't resonate with me as much.
Yeah, the matrons, as they are called.
Yeah.
I remember. The main one's named Matron Malice.
I know. It's not subtle. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Sherry. She said, "Love you both and miss you."
Stay warm up there.
Back at ya. But yeah, those are fantastic books. Hey guys, Sherry in the room. She's the one who made me eat a cigarette when I was little.
Oh.
Hey, Sherry, I don't know if you're still listening, but I was telling some people how you made me eat a cigarette under the bed.
Ew.
If you remember that.
Ew.
Ah. I'll never forget it. I wonder if she even remembers it.
I don't know. Maybe she's fed a lot of cigarettes.
She's
to children.
You deserved it. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he probably did.
I did not. I did not deserve it.
I bet you did.
I was like 3 or 4 or something.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Karen, for hosting.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, you hear the wind blowing.
Yeah, it's way windy today.
Yeah, it's one of those days it sounds like wolves howling the whole time.
Anyhow, we've got raffle prizes today.
Yeah. And is this the last day that we're gonna have the Disney packs? Now that it's the last day of the festival, or like the postcards and things.
Yes.
Okay.
Today is the last day we will be giving away the Disney things.
Yeah.
And also the Painting Pixie pin. Because that was in celebration of the Festival of the Arts, and the Festival of the Arts has ended, or ends on Monday, I believe.
Tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow is the last day.
Tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow's the last day.
Today the last day, and it ends.
I don't remember. I think
ends at midnight. I don't know.
I think tomorrow is the last day.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last day personally being there was last night. But we have.
Hey, I didn't cut all. I'm sorry.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
He cut all Barbie's hair off. It was a Marie doll, Marie Osmond, and that was later, actually.
Okay. After
different houses.
After she made you eat the cigarettes.
Yeah, cigarettes happened in Boulevard Village. I cut all the Barbie doll, Marie Osmond's hair off in Ruskin Heights.
Oh.
So it was Ruskin.
Different apartment complex.
One was an apartment complex, the other one was house.
Mm-hmm. Well, on that note, you'll get an artist Mickey postcard and a Princess Tiana's Magical Evening postcard from Disney World. I will autograph them and autograph the Painting Pixie pin. That was the Epcot Festival exclusive. Last chance at those. And then also is it Print of the Week is the prize?
Yes, a Print of the Week is the prize for the first raffle.
Okay. Oh, and that is Green Mermaid Triplets. Some of you may know this one from the pin. It's also a cute little painting, and this is the Print of the Week up at Strangeling. And I will autograph this for one of our winners. And you get all this stuff. That's
yes, you do.
Stuff. Nice. Oh, I was going to show you guys too that we got the prints are all done for Arsenic and Old Lace.
Yeah, I think it turned out beautifully.
It turned out so pretty, and we have the prints up at strangeling.com. Those are on sale too. They're cheap at the beginning, so if you get one in the next week or so, I think they're on sale. And we were able to do canvas cuties of them. So if you're a Patreon person, you can go on and buy the little already stretched canvas cuties. And those are up there now.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh, also, guys, update on diamond paintings.
Yes.
We have diamond paintings coming.
Yes.
But the shipping was delayed because of they come from Texas.
They're in Texas, and of course Texas is out of power, and
so when Jasmine and I get them in, we'll like I said, I can make an unboxing video, or Jasmine can, and we'll play that here as a separate video, and then in that video, whenever we plan it, we'll both be on camera. And we can doing the diamond paintings.
Try doing the diamond paintings.
So
yeah.
Yes, and I'm not sure what the camera angles will be like or anything. So I'm not sure if that's going to be an additional day or a normal broadcast, or I'm not sure how we're going to do that. I guess Jasmine and I need to have a meeting on
like a more fun episode, kind of like how we did our Valentine's one.
Yes.
Anyways, it's gonna be noisy for a second. I have to turn on the hairdryer.
Sounds like the little thing I blow in the backyard, the leaf blower. Oh, no hurry, Kelly Sarah. Don't worry about it. I still got it, so you're good. Somebody was gonna email me about their win later.
Oh, okay, cool.
Katie says, I'm working on bagging and tagging my diamonds to start another one. Finally finished my first kit yesterday.
Oh, awesome. Bagging. See, I don't even know how that works yet. That sounds exciting.
I have no idea.
Bagging and tagging diamonds.
Bagging and tagging sounds like
it sounds like
mortuary
work. Yeah.
Yeah. Little morgue talk here.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
Well, that's not too removed from the
our theme.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Jasmine, do you have in your mind? Do you have a story behind this painting? You got a zombie kitty there. Is the girl slightly zombie-ish? Is she a zombie as well?
Zombie-ish. Also, we can tell in the pin. Let me can tell how close you can tell, but like in the drawing for the pen, you can see kind of her bones are poking through, and she's got kind of red eyes instead of, even in the pin, like the pupils of her eyes are red instead of being the usual dark color. So she's kind of zombie-ish and torn up, and the kitty is less so. He's got a little band-aid. I'll make him a little scruffy.
So she's got like little jagged wings, and she's
like,
I mean, she can fly, but it's all weird.
Like when butterflies are like at the end of their season, sort of.
Bye, Sherry.
Bye, Sherry. She's kind of greenish skin too.
Yes.
On the pin, I think I used the same enamel, Pantone enamel that I used when I did the Wicked Witch. So it's that sort of green, the Wizard of Oz one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like your witch. She's so cute.
Yeah, that's a cute little pin. I like that one. That's another one of the pin series that I'm working on now. Is the one of the Wizard of Oz set.
Oh, I bet a lot of people are looking forward to that one.
Yes, yeah, I don't think I've shown that one yet, but I will one of these times.
What a cool world.
It's a fun one.
I like the Oz world.
We were
it's
talking about
utterly symbolic, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last time, weren't we? On Twitch, when you guys were talking about Perusa Bulk.
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
And it's creepy. Kieran says, "Hello, Jasmine. How are you?" Well, I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing good.
I can't believe the amount of things Pop Gallery had for me and Brandon to put together. My gosh, we got it in Friday night to make sure there was plenty for your show.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, I don't know. I think we made a lot, but then
you overdid it.
No, but we didn't, because I can't believe. I mean, everyone had a canvas in line.
I know.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm happy we did.
My line was longer than Frozen's.
So, I don't know. People are just.
I
think they're just happy to be able to see you and buy some artwork, and it's just a
really
nice,
great.
cheerful. I like how you did the line there on the eye. That just immediately added a layer of depth.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah, she's got a cute look about her.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you have something and she's kind of green and gross, and some parts of that might be kind of icky, really, but if the rest of it is cute enough, that offsets it enough that it's not just a gross thing you don't want hanging on your wall,
no.
You know?
I don't think anyone's gonna think that.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, I think that's sometimes why I might make the character look extra more cartoonily cute if part of the rest of it's more creepy. I don't know. It's a balance.
Oh, and everyone that's more recently sent me slide photos. I'll be putting a lot of that together this week, and feel free within this week to send me more.
Yes.
And I'll add those so we can make our slideshows even better.
Yeah.
So it all depends on you guys.
It does.
Katie says when the weather gets warmer, hoping to hit Wizard of Oz themed vineyard out in. Am I pronouncing it right? Wamego, Kansas.
Wamego? How's it spelled?
Wamego.
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
That's
neat.
Yeah, it sounds neat.
Now, Kansas often will have Oz-themed things, of course, because part of the Wizard of Oz takes place in Kansas.
So Stax 2020 says, "I love your art so much. I got one of your necklaces for my 21st birthday."
Oh, thank you.
Maybe 12th birthday?
Aww.
This is. I think they meant 12th.
Oh, wow.
I just turned 16.
Oh my gosh! So that would have been.
Well, happy 16th birthday, Stax 2020.
Yes,
do you live in? Do you live in the U.S.? Oh, they meant to say 11th birthday.
Okay.
If you are you excited about driving? Is that something you want to do?
Oh yeah.
It seems
16.
kind of people are 50-50.
I didn't like driving.
When I talk, when I talk to like our nieces and nephews around that age, half of them are excited about driving, and the other ones don't want anything to do with it. So much different than when I was 16. Everybody wanted to drive.
That's funny.
So, and I didn't actually drive until just after high school myself.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Didn't get my license until the day before I had to drive to school.
Oh, you don't have to call me sir.
Oh, no, don't.
Stax says, yeah, I'm a bit nervous, but the freedom will be nice. Absolutely. I had this little, when I met Jasmine, I had this little crappy car. She actually, we actually had to fix it up just so I could go visit her more frequently.
Yes, I gave you money for it on our first date.
It's not really a love story, but I needed my starter fixed. And after we got that starter fixed, I was like hip attached.
Yeah.
At Jasmine's house all the time. Jasmine's dad had a side door.
Yes.
I swear that side door was built just so he had 4 daughters in his house.
Did you see on
with
Facebook?
A side door?
Did you see on Facebook how when that house came up for sale, me and Sonia put testimonials about how easy the garage door entry is if you have teenage daughters and stuff.
My gosh.
We hijacked it to Sonia. It's a thread that was on Sonia, so it wouldn't affect the real estate
right,
listing,
that is so funny. It's true,
yes, it was true. Yeah, we had 4 teenage daughters, all within a year and a half.
Years from now, I think he knew anyway. But I would, Jasmine, honestly, and we'd rent a movie or something. I'd be cozy, and I would fall asleep, and it would be like 3 a.m. And I'd be like, okay, well, I better go home. And I would creep out the side door, and then I would drive back home. And then around, depending whether I worked or not the next day, I would come like right back at like 8 o'clock.
8 a.m.
So it didn't. It made no sense
silly.
at all.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't I just stay the night? But that's how things were.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I remember...
the other boyfriends would certainly do that also.
Yeah, I remember talking about heating. I remember Jasmine, remember how you used to... You put the blanket in the dryer?
I didn't have a vent. It was a basement that didn't have a heating vent or a cooling vent. So I had a clothes dryer, and I put the blanket in it every 30 minutes. I'd switch it with another blanket, and I'd switch it, and I was like, how is this possibly?
And then we got that electric blanket.
Not having yes, and you gave me an electric blanket.
Yeah,
that changed my life. It did.
So,
I mean, I was cold in that room.
And Jasmine would make me a paschetti and raviolis, and we'd watch really, like, usually horrible B movies.
Yes.
in her basement.
I have,
and
yes.
it was just a blast.
Yeah. I think so.
Jasmine, I got one of your diamond painting kits. Cool, Crystal.
Awesome.
Katie says, our door was always open so my parents would come out 7 a.m. and there would be some neighborhood boys sleep on the on the couch? Yeah. Sometimes, but your family liked me. I remember, just hanging out in your room and waiting for you to come back. Like, you'd work or I'd go...
Well, I went with my stepsister and her gay friend to homecoming, and Matt didn't go at all. He stayed at home and played video games at my dad's house.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
The couch, never know who'd be there. Yeah, and that, it's funny because, I mean, you think things differently, like, now, but now it kind of reminds me how, like, boys are coming in at, like, we're all cats. Mm-hmm. And boy cats know that there's girl cats in the house, and they're, like, in the yard going, row, row,
yeah, I know.
Row. Like, do the little, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
But, I guess we're just animals.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we had, those are good times.
Yeah.
And we'd often all watch, some silly show on Comedy Central or something upstairs. And we'd, if there was a birthday, we'd have piñatas.
Yes.
And, piñata time was fun.
Yeah.
And your dad would work the rope often. And, you go for a swing and he'd lift the rope so you'd miss it. And everybody'd laugh at you because you look like an idiot.
Yes.
Swinging this thing around.
Definitely.
And it's just... And then we'd take the piñata that was chopped to bits and we'd put it in the fireplace. Remember when I had the clown piñata?
Yes, that was terrifying. You put it in the fire and it, like, turned into a metal skeleton.
Yeah,
almost.
And it shot fire out of its eyes.
Fire came out of its eyes, yes. That was creepy. That was very creepy.
That was cool.
Why did it have a metal skeleton armature in it?
I don't know. I heard it cry a little.
I know.
When we were starting it on fire.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are good times.
Yeah.
But now we, like we were talking about last week about holidays we're fond of. Mm-hmm. And we kind of do goofy things like that still on 4th of July.
Yes, we do.
So you cut loose, a little bit of freedom.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't just start fires on a big slab of wood here in Celebration.
No.
They would have none of it.
Missouri for that.
But we do have our cool skull thing in the backyard.
We do, yes.
But yeah, so we got about 25 minutes to that same raffle that we were talking about. And Jasmine, have you seen any new movies or TV shows or anything cool this week?
No. I've just been working.
I completed the video game Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah.
The one that they redid on the Switch. I don't know if you guys have played that. It's super cute. It's just such a cute game. And such a different it's got a lot of the same feel. It's kind of top down like the original Zelda.
Like the original NES.
Yes, and this is actually from the Game Boy. It was a Game Boy game years ago. Link's Awakening.
Okay, I could see that.
And they ported it and they turned it into like this beautifully cute game. And it's got its own funny thing going on there. There's no Ganon, for example.
There's Ganon's not in it?
Ganon is not in it.
That's weird.
There is a
is Zelda in it?
Zelda is not in it. You have a little there is somewhat of a love interest in the game, and her name is Marin, like Cheech's last name, Marin.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when I'm playing it and I'm muttering to myself, I call her Cheech Marin.
Of course.
I think that sort of thing's funny. I don't know why, but the plot is there is this giant egg on top of a mountain, and everyone on the island knows that inside this egg lives something, and this thing is asleep, named the Windfish.
Is it like Hugh the Feathered Serpent?
No.
Oh.
So your goal is to eventually go up and awake the windfish.
Oh.
You know you have to do this, and you don't really understand why. So the game isn't horribly over narrative, but it is cute. It's whimsical. It is just a delightful little game.
Oh.
So I completed that, and what I usually do is I complete a game, I reward myself with a new game. So I think I actually had some recommendations. Of course, Brandon recommended this also.
Yeah.
I started playing The Witcher 3.
Oh.
And that, in some people's minds, is the role-playing game to end all role-playing games.
Oh.
It is it is the Switch port.
What was it on originally?
It was, I believe it came out in tandem, the 3 PC. There's probably a Mac version, I don't know. PC, Microsoft, so the Xbox, and also PlayStation.
Oh.
And so that came out in 2015.
Okay. So
this is the port that came out in.
Gotcha.
Well, I think the port for the Switch is from 2017. I'm not sure, but I know it runs. It's a slightly prettier on the Playstation or Xbox. Just they're more powerful machines.
Because it was
right, and but it looks fantastic to me.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And it's just it's a gorgeous game, and it's supposed to be huge, and I'm kind of excited.
Huge, like the world
Breath of the Wild, huge
around.
Open world.
I like that in a video game.
Yeah, and it's very confusing right now. I actually was talking to Brandon about it. I got about an hour. I haven't had much time to play it at all.
Yeah.
I got about an hour and a half into it, and I think understanding it a little bit more, I'm just going to start again. I'm just going to start from the very beginning.
Do you make a new character each time, or?
You do not. You play, unlike Skyrim, that you create a character and it's me.
And it's like an avatar.
Right, it's an avatar of me.
In Skyrim,
The Witcher is actually the character Geralt.
Oh, okay. So
the one that's in the TV show.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're the same.
So you are
him. Same universe. You're that guy. It's
and,
like if you're playing Star Wars and you're the Han Solo or something.
Right. Correct. So you are that character, and it's I don't know, it's won like 200 awards or something ridiculous. So I'm excited to play it. I'm a little bit late on some of these games, but
okay.
They're new to me. I don't care.
That's true.
So I'm excited to play. But I realize that if I have time to put into a game, I forgot how good I was at video. I'm not saying I'm great, but I forgot how good I was. I find I watch the game, I examine it, and I think I'm pretty good at exploiting it. So yeah. So I look forward to exploiting The Witcher 3.
I am not particularly good at video games. I was called out on Duck Hunt yesterday for a match in Kansas City. Nick brought it up. He showed Milo. I don't know if he saw.
Oh, is he good?
Milo's good. And Nick's like, I heard you used to be the good one at this, Jazz. Like he's taunting me.
Yeah, I'm sure your skills are still there.
Milo was pretty close to the screen, and if you know anything about the NES Duck Hunt, if you're really close to the screen, it's a lot easier.
Oh, totally, yeah. Duck Hunt, for me, Duck Hunt is it's a fun game, it's a cute game, but it does not have much replayability for me. It's just not my sort of game.
Well, for a long time, that was that and Mario, the Super Mario Brothers were the only games we had. So for a long time, so we played a heck of a lot of it and got it down to a very, very, a gambling level of fun.
Yeah, Katie says there's so many hours to play through, not quite the 380 hours like Skyrim, but awesome.
Or is she talking about The Witcher 3?
Yes. Looking forward to the new Zelda game coming out along with Pokemon Snap sequel. So, Katie, when you say new Zelda game coming out, are you talking about the Switch version of Skyward Sword? Or are you talking about Breath of the Wild 2? I know Skyward Sword is coming out. Do you remember that one, Jasmine?
I remember you showing it to me.
Yeah. Yes. So basically, I had the Skyward Sword. I was playing it, and
it was
about a month after that, my Switch broke. So I
didn't
never
mean
got
that
to finish the
17.
game.
Yeah.
So Brandon's very excited about the Skyward Sword because he was not fond of the controls from the original Wii. I meant my Wii broke.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say
my
not
Wii
your
broke.
Switch. Yeah.
Which sounds
That
weird.
would have even been worse if I left it that.
So yeah, Brandon did not like the controls on the Wii version.
Oh, did I think that?
So he's excited about the Switch version.
Okay.
I'm
glad that they are proficient more or less now at moving games from one platform to another.
I think that they're good at it. I think it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Not so. I've
in a way, but you don't need to have a whole nother writer and a whole new designer. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just need the programming.
It's laid out for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Pokemon Snap. I remember Jasmine. Was that your? I remember we got that for the N64, didn't we?
Yes, it was on the N64.
Yeah. Pokemon Snap. I remember
when it was very three-dimensional.
Yeah. It was. Oh, Cardinals out there.
Oh, those babies.
Yeah. I remember playing that, and it was really cute.
Yeah.
Basically,
Pokemon are always cute.
Yeah, it reminds me of our Seek app, which we've talked about long time ago on Twitch here, where you take pictures of animals and
plants, and it identifies
the camera
and saves them on your phone.
So it kind of reminds me of Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, and that was and then of course the real Pokemon game, the real one, Pokemon Go. What's the one where you go to parks and see the things in real life?
That's Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I'm not sure if people play that one as much. I remember when it first came out.
No, but I mean that's kind of
really
like the
intense.
real life version of that.
Yeah,
version that is Pokemon branded specifically.
Yeah, people love Pokemon Go.
I remember when that started, because you knew that you're like, why are all the kids hanging out by the fountain in the park all of a sudden? I'm like, it's Pokemon
it's
place, isn't it?
It's like those are the kids that usually LARP.
Yeah,
what are they doing
they've got their phones. Yeah.
Do we have any LARPers in the room? Katie says the Skyward, I've never played it on the Wii, so it's still new to me. Special edition controllers look cool for it. Excellent, Katie. Well, I'm going to get it also because I didn't get to finish it.
Yeah. Your Wii broke.
So yeah, my Wii broke. Yeah, I've still got the Wii games.
Yeah.
But darn it. Oh, I wonder if I still have my Battlefront game because I was Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, because I was gonna give that to Brandon since I don't have a PlayStation 2 to play it on.
Yeah.
I think that's the last PlayStation we had, wasn't it? PlayStation 2. Remember how we used to play Final Fantasy 11?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was a neat game. God, it's been so long since I've played a video game.
Leela just ordered Arsenic and Old Lace 12x16.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Amber has the open edition canvases up now. And they're on sale this week. The masterpieces are all sold out on those. I guess theoretically we could start taking reservations on... I know we've sold this original I'm working on here, but we'll have the masterpiece editions of this one also.
Yeah. Hey, Jasmine, since it's last weekend, can I play that Epcot video I made? But it's the last time we'll play it.
It's the last time you'll play it.
I need to just take a break to get a coffee.
Oh, okay, sleepy cat.
So I'll play it for the room.
Sure.
Let me get shut
back
up
in
there.
a minute. I won't do too much on the painting. the last day of the festival
right.
is tomorrow.
So yeah, that's I made that a few weeks ago for those that you
Yes.
didn't see that. It's kind of
Yes.
a little trip around the World Showcase at Epcot.
Yes.
And basically what the World Showcase is based off of World's Fair. Mm-hmm. And you World's Fairs, I don't know if they
Probably
even
not
bother
one
with
because
those.
of COVID
Yeah.
now.
But it's kind of like a sampling of little areas, and if a country decides or they're allowed to have like a little area there, they kind of build a little microcosm version of their
it's
country.
like having a convention of different countries' tourism boards.
Yeah, so it's Epcot's a cool place. It has wonderful replay value.
It does,
and it's one of the best walking parks.
It is. It's a lovely
it's a
place
relaxing
to go
park
walk around.
for generally relaxing.
Wonderful food and drinks.
Yes. No, it's great. So Nigel says, my youngest just found his PS2 in games, and I'm going to set it up tomorrow. Excellent.
Hey, all right.
And Elhurt says, I wish I lived closer. One day I'll hopefully meet you guys.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be doing a lot more traveling soon, too.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Things open up a bit more.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
No, we're doing all right here.
We are.
I have to take everything in perspective, though.
It's true.
Yeah,
I was going to say that we did have the news also that Wonderground Gallery in California is reopening this weekend.
Yeah, so I think they just kind of took a COVID break.
Yes, they had temporarily moved in some sort of pop-up shop with like Star Wars stuff, and now Wonderground is back in where it usually is at Disneyland at Anaheim.
Yes.
Downtown Disney. Disneyland, the park, is not open yet still, but the Wonderground Gallery is now reopened in its usual big Wonderground store spot.
Right, and
this weekend.
This is a good demonstration of how Jasmine really doesn't have an inside track on what's going on.
No.
And we really don't know. We didn't know that. I think fans knew that before you knew it.
Yeah, so friends I had there knew about it before.
So we often don't know what's going on. So you might think we do. It might even make sense to you that we would, but we do not. We don't have an inside track on cool info from Disney.
News, and that probably means that not too long, eventually the theme park will be open, and once that's gotten to that point, they'll probably let us start having events out there again.
So Tigger, it was nice to see you yesterday, by the way, Tigger.
Yeah.
Said, I see something new every time we go to Epcot. The Festival of the Arts is my favorite festival.
It's a great one.
It is a good one. I admit, I don't know if it can be because I'm so worky there, but
that's the thing. We never get to just go to it for fun. That's true.
I will say that I love the Food and Wine Festival, and I think the Flower and Garden Festival is my favorite festival.
Flower and Garden, that's lovely.
Because it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm not usually there around for the Holidays Festival because we're usually doing other things. Holiday time.
Oh, well, yeah, we usually pop in a night or two, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really. I mean, I guess those are festivals. It's just Christmas. Christmas is everywhere.
Well, it's called festivals, holidays around the world, and that's when they reuse the booths that are built.
Yeah, still. I remember one year, Jasmine. I think we were out there for that, and there were like different weird versions of Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's like they had Père Noël.
And then they had like a Japanese Santa Claus. And that was cool.
They had all sorts of interesting, and also from places that had similar holidays around that time of year,
right,
etc.
Yeah, if they didn't have Christmas, they had. It looks like it's around winter is an important time to have a person that is judging you,
kind of
for. Like
it's an end of year thing,
right? And it's a way to keep children in line,
etc. Yeah.
But Santa Claus is real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Seen him at Epcot.
I have seen Santa a few times.
Yeah. But that is a really particularly good festival, is the art festival. Anyways. I hope they continue to have it. They probably will. It was the 4th year was this year, and we've been there each one of the 4 years. And I think definitely this year was by far the most busy.
Oh, dude. Dude.
Yeah, like I don't, probably by a factor of several.
It's true.
I'm not exaggerating, and I don't think anybody anticipated that because of course, COVID and everything. So it was kind of surprising and wonderful. But
It was
also
insane.
Yeah, offsetting a bit.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I know
I
Disney's
didn't.
just trying to keep up with the Mickeys especially.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
Poor little Mickey.
Well, none of us knew what to expect.
I did. I could have told them.
Well,
Mickey's really cute, Disney. You don't understand.
Well, with Artist Mickey, no, Artist Mickey is just is the cutest little guy.
Mm-hmm.
I as a fan of that, I personally would like to see your Artist Mickey. You might want to show him if people don't know what I'm talking about.
He's one that was the prize that I
showed.
Here,
I have the people come in all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
The Artist Mickey. This is what I'm talking about.
This is what Disney debuted as part of the art festival and part of what has
I really
made
want
it all
this
crazy. Yeah.
I really want this to be a start of a series.
Well,
personally, I don't know if you and Disney can work that out.
Yeah,
but I'm just speaking as a fan.
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I would like.
I understand. I have done concepts for a number in the same style for a number of the other classic Disney characters too. So that might be something that would be in the works.
So I want to see a Donald like that.
Yes,
I want to see a Goofy. I want to see Minnie. I want to see him and Minnie together.
Well, at the very least,
yeah,
I thought, and it'd be extra cool if I could keep doing that, like for the art festival, like maybe have Goofy next time or Donald or something. But then, like you're saying with the other things, like if they have the Polynesian one for the Aulani Hotel or that sort of stuff. Yeah, Disney. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Look,
seriously,
think of you could go back little Hula Minnie.
Yes,
that would be so cute. That's what is that cartoon called?
That one is
the surfing one.
Is it something Luau?
Maybe
it is
because
it's a classic Disney one. It's on those.
Goofy keeps trying to surf.
Yes, and they've got the little ukuleles. Mickey has a ukulele, and Minnie's coming out with
it's actually a scene of it is from above. It's above our bed in our bedroom.
It is actually. Yeah.
Aradovich says yes to Donald Duck, and Luna says I would like to see Pluto and Mickey.
Yeah.
Sassy says I thought Artist Mickey was going to be on banners for the festival. He was so cute. I agree. I could have seen that.
I think if it hadn't been for COVID, because we didn't know until pretty soon before the festival that we were going to be able to have it. So if they had more time to plan, they might have done something like that. That would be super cool. Maybe I could do a different version or do one with the other characters next year. That would be cool.
Yeah. Leela's mentioned in the raffle. Yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Oh, yes.
And also, if you have not joined the or followed Jasmine, hit that heart button.
Hit the little heart follow thing. It's free. You don't have to
subscribe and exclamation raffle. It's spelled
raffle.
RAFFLE.
It's like waffle with an R.
It's like waffle. It's just as tasty.
Yeah.
Just as tasty. So we're going to be doing that in about 2 minutes, and I will pick a winner, and then I'll give instructions, and it's pretty simple. You basically email me your info, and then I ship you cool stuff. That's all signed by Jasmine.
We send it anywhere in the world, and I'm always happy to autograph it.
Very, very true.
But yeah, we're just excited that both the Wondergrounds are at Disney Springs and then at Disneyland California are be up to regular now, aren't they?
What's that?
We'll be open as regular now, yeah.
Yeah.
Both Wonderground in Florida and California.
Yeah, as regular as it is now.
Well, as regular as anything can be.
Foxy Gamer says maybe Max and Roxanne would be nice to see. Max is Goofy's son.
Oh yeah. My gosh,
I don't know. I'm not a fan.
You know what,
really,
Manny?
though.
What if I hope that it gets to that point that it's like Disney's like, well, we need it's 26 years now into the art festival. We need to show Max now.
Yeah.
And we'll show him with a paintbrush because we do it every year. We'll get one.
That would be pretty cool.
Get one with get some of the ancillary characters. All of the 100 orphans from Orphan's Picnic. That'd be good.
Jasmine's like, screw retirement.
Oh, you don't retire from this sort of job. I don't.
No, you do not.
I'm not gonna. Hey, what's that?
I love Powerline from Goofy Movie. I haven't seen Goofy Movie. It's just, I don't know.
Probably not for you, man.
It's probably not for me. All right, so that is the raffle. Let's choose a winner. I love picking winners.
At random, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it says pick winners, the button.
Oh.
Kelly Sarah. Okay.
Hey.
If that's the case, then send me one email.
I was gonna
Kelly.
say, did they not have a family member that
They
won?
did. They've won. Like
They won something
3 times in the last month.
Wow.
One family. So
Hey, that's lucky,
there you go.
man. Congratulations. So what's the next prize for
the next prize? And I will start that. Let me put the instructions in the room.
Mm-hmm.
They know what to do.
Yeah.
Just send me the email, Kelly Sarah,
the winner.
and you're good. The next one is for the pin of the month, Clockwork Valentine.
Oh yeah, I got one.
And I will start that. Let me complete this, and I will start the new raffle for everybody. And join in on that, guys.
There we go. Ooh, Clockwork Valentine Masquerade is the pin of the month currently. And you will win that. And then you'll also get the Epcot things, the Tiana and Mickey postcards from Disney World and the Painting Pixie pin, which I think will be the last time we're giving it away is today.
So Katie says, I have the Powerline cosplay and can do the dance. It's pretty hilarious.
Oh,
no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, I think Goofy movie, that came out mid-90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 20.
You were in your 20s.
Or
yeah,
something. I probably did not want to watch
the
late
Goofy
20s.
Movie. Yeah. That's probably right.
Yeah. Well, it's like Goofy had a kid. I don't want to think about Goofy having children. I think that was it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's like, who's the mom? It's like, this is getting weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, yeah. When I think of Goofy, I just think of the slapsticky Goofy.
I think a lot of the sports Goofy
very
cartoons.
slapstick. Yes.
Yeah, those are very slapsticky when he's learning how to lift weights or go golfing or whatever.
I just don't think about it's like, gosh, I'm gonna teach you how to ride a bike. You know,
Yeah,
I don't think of him
as
a father. It's like he's probably a very compassionate father, but I don't know. It seems like there wouldn't be something fundamentals taught correctly. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
1995 was like 7 right in the projected audience. I was like 7.
Was 7.
Oh,
yeah, that's probably they were going for that. I think it came out around Father's Day or something too, didn't it?
What's that?
Didn't it come out like on Father's Day or something? So it was maybe aimed at little boys to take their dads to. I don't know.
But I was big on the Disney feature films. Besides that would come out like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. You know the good 90s.
There's some stellar films.
Fantastic ones that Little Mermaid set the set the course for.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, Little Mermaid was the beginning of a new renaissance for Disney.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
Yeah, because I remember that the colors in Little Mermaid just blew us all away.
Yes,
and we saw it in the theater.
Yes,
and a good story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
excellent
it had
story.
fantastic,
great songs.
Right, and there had been quite a gap. I remember. I mean, I'm not a historian, but I remember that. I think the movie that I saw before that was Fox and the Hound.
Fox and the Hound.
Yeah. I'm not a Cauldron. I don't remember when the Black Cauldron came out.
Yeah, Black Cauldron is a good movie. I like.
Yeah, but I don't remember when that came out. It wasn't promoted.
No,
much.
It was not. There would have been Oliver and Company and The Great Mouse Detective, which are all right, but they're not.
I thought.
I don't know. But yeah, Fox and the Hound was.
Fox
good.
and the Hound came out.
Aristocats would have been before
Those are
that.
well older.
They are well older, but that's Aristocats is not a movie in the way that Snow White is a movie in Disney wise, I think. But again, that's not a lot of Disney stuff can be things that you tie to your childhood or have different ideas about because it's a personal thing too. So it's
Leela says, I think one of my favorite Disney films has to be Fantasia.
Oh,
incredible,
Fantasia's
Leela.
lovely.
Yeah, I agree.
I love Fantasia. I'd love to do some artwork from Fantasia. That would be fun. The Centauresses. Those are Centaurettes.
Sounds like a dance group.
They do.
Luna Star says, has anyone seen the second Little Mermaid with her daughter Melody?
I never saw that.
I
No.
think
I don't think I seen
saw
any
it.
of
I think I saw
the
it.
sequel things like that for those. I haven't.
Then Katie says Disney Plus has a documentary about the Renaissance of the Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. It's so good. I'll check that out.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, Beauty and the Beast, of course, was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I believe that was
for its time.
Those were the Eisner years.
Yeah.
Foxy Gamer says yes, love that one as well.
Yeah, those are good, and they I mean, Beauty and the Beast represented a huge leap technologically. It has technically, I guess the first use of the digital would have been the Great Mouse Detective, but the first time people really noticed it, I think, is in Beauty and the Beast.
Leela says the little mushroom dance has her in stitches.
That's adorable. Yes.
Speaking of dances from that, we're talking about cosplay earlier.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best cosplays I have ever seen.
With the
Dragon Con. Oh my gosh! So there's a scene in Fantasia where alligators are dancing with.
Ben Alligator.
They're probably crocodiles, aren't they?
His name is Ben Alligator.
Okay. Jasmine knows.
I
remember I had a little plushie of them.
Yeah.
And hippo, and they're dancing, and the hippos are doing fantastic ballet moves, but they're very large, and they just smush the poor
wily little alligator.
Yes. He has such a cute open mouth look. He's adorable.
He reminds me of the baby alligators that live around here.
Yes, they got that down.
Yeah.
So imagine this, and it's hard to explain unless you've seen it, and it's just utterly brilliant. It's one of the best cosplays I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was at the Masquerades.
It's called the Masquerade. Yeah. So basically, in front of Dragon Con, you show off your what you're wearing, but you do some sort of performance.
Yeah, it's your cosplay,
almost like a talent show.
Your costume you've made, but it's also kind of like a talent show, where you enact a skit, or you do a monologue, or a light show, or something at the same time.
The person was in a giant hippo costume, and attached to them was the alligator.
That was basically a stuffed puppet.
Yes, and there was no human. No. But the way this person tossed and turned, it looked like the poor alligator was just under constant duress and getting smushed.
It was.
And it was so well done, and everyone was laughing. That was
very well
so
done.
Good.
The things that I have seen approximate that since then, the closest thing I can think of are those like inflatable Velociraptor.
Yes,
things.
It's
had
goofy
that sort
in that
of
vibe,
way. But it was before anything like that.
Right, the T-Rex.
Yeah, the T-Rex.
If you guys think that the T-Rex costumes, the inflatable T-Rex costumes are funny, you would find this hilarious.
Yes, and this was prior to that. It's like a predecessor to that kind of.
And I love the T-Rex things.
I do too.
I haven't gotten sick of it yet.
Yeah.
There was it was last year across there's a park in our neighborhood, and it was last year, and it was not a special day. It was just something going on.
Yeah.
And somebody was running around with that T-Rex costume.
Yeah.
They were just running around the park. I wonder if they were filming it and just like making videos.
They're probably making something for
YouTube
or TikTok.
Yeah, and those I guess those aren't all that expensive.
No.
Dragon Con, there was a herd of them.
Yeah.
And they were all running around with their boppy heads.
Yeah. And when you get massive amounts of them like that, it's fun.
Yeah, it makes it even funnier.
It does.
And it was, I imagine you could do a really good version of the, that horrible event that they have in Spain, or the bull run.
Running of the bulls.
The running of the bulls. Except, you could have the running of the T-Rex, and one guy could be running really hard, and the T-Rex could be chasing. I could just think of countless hilarious videos you could make.
That's true.
With the inflatable T-Rex things.
It keeps on giving, man.
Reverso says hi, and had a little cute kitty with paws.
Howdy.
Back at you, Reverse. Ow. But yeah, I love the T-Rexes. It's.
Gosh, I miss Dragon Con.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, jeez.
Mimi says, I usually miss the parade.
Yeah.
I have better things to do at Dragon Con.
I've never seen the parade. I'm always at the artist thingy.
The only reason I go is to see you and Jasmine. It's a super bonus to see our friends there as well.
Aww.
Wow, Mimi. So is the other stuff doesn't really appeal to you?
There's a lot of stuff at Dragon Con.
98% of my con experience is as a vendor.
Yeah.
I hate to use the word vendor because it sounds like we're selling churros or
as
something.
a content provider as opposed to a content consumer. Exhibitor. I don't know.
Fia Wall, Kelly Sarah won the raffle.
Yeah, and the next one will be for the pin of the month, and also the Disney pack.
So Rachel says, my friend Ray met you at the Festival of the Arts.
Oh, cool.
Well, thank
your friend.
Rachel, tell your friend Ray, thank you so much for coming to visit Jasmine. Maxine196404 is now following. Excellent.
Thank you.
Join that raffle, Maxine, if you haven't already. Let's see. I got some scrollings here. Angela says, it's the only reason why we go on the last day. Sadly, Bob is usually super busy at work, and the last day is the only day we can make it in.
Yeah.
At Dragon Con. Yeah, I remember last time because you missed Jasmine, she was heading out early because the threat of a hurricane was there, but it did not come, and it was a beautiful day. I remember driving back with Brandon. We kept listening to the radio and was like, oh, looks like it's not going to come. Kalira Face says, I am lucky that my hotel room has a view to the parade, as I'm usually a bit hungover.
Oh,
I wonder why, Kalira.
Yeah, Dragon Con is a sort of a party con.
Mimi says, sometimes going to the market and artist alley is fun. I usually don't stay for the nightlife. Yeah. I hear you, Mimi. In order for me to stay what we call the nightlife, I have to basically be like threatened by a friend. Yeah. I'm not going to be your friend anymore unless you hang out with me, sort of situation.
Yeah, which does happen regularly at Dragon Con.
Yeah, so actually I ran in that problem a couple times. I remember with he was in the room last week, Raphael. I was like, dude, I'm just too tired. Can we just do breakfast? He was like, yeah. So we did breakfast instead, and it's great because no one is up.
Nobody, everyone's I like walking around the hotels, or even the times I've gone down to the gym and stuff at Dragon Con, like nobody's there before 10 a.m.
Yes, I am not. Is it free to enter the raffle? Absolutely, yes. Rachel. You just need to make sure you're following the room.
Heart to hit follow, and that's free.
And then you can join that raffle.
And then exclamation point raffle, and
it is absolutely free. We would not.
We mail it to you anywhere in the world.
We would not charge you for the raffle.
Nah,
it's not that sort of raffle.
We
just travel to where you guys are and then drive home, says Leela.
Oh.
Katie said, I'm just a geek at Comic Cons meeting TV movie stars dressed up in cosplay. I go to sit down where the stars answer questions for an hour. I don't know why Moobot timed you out for that.
Did they think it was a swear word or something?
I don't know. Just ignore that, Katie.
Okay.
And you'll be back in 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's a computer that does it. It's not a person.
Shut up, Moobot. Katie didn't say anything bad.
Yeah.
So sorry about that, Katie. Again, don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's not.
I'm such a geek at Comic Cons.
Do they think geek is a rude word?
No, the thing is, it lets me, as a moderator, read it.
Okay.
She didn't say anything weird. I mean, so ignore that, Katie.
Sorry, Katie.
Star One says, a couple of years ago, we were in Atlanta in the food court. My husband was wearing a Dragon t-shirt and scared a girl working in the food court. She was afraid it was Dragon Con time when all the staff worked 12 hours a day feeding the convict.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dragon Con takes over that whole downtown, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Leela says, 'tis true, it's always a pleasure speaking to you guys and seeing everyone else at the events. But, yeah, is our music? I think our music's off.
Oh.
And that's my fault. Let me turn that back on. I turned it off for the
raffle.
That's better. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So, where was it? Yeah, I like it. It really, it's nice that you guys definitely want to come see Jasmine specifically, but it makes me feel better when there's something else too.
Yeah.
Because
Dragon Con is when I feel pretty confident when I tell
there's
people
a lot of
it's like there you'll find something.
Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah, and Disney's always a no-brainer because it's at Disney World.
Yeah. it's funny, I didn't have it last time we were at Dragon Con. I didn't have a Switch, but now I might go look at those Switch controllers to see if there's any cool stuff. Yeah. So, Kalira says I miss Dragon Con. I miss it too.
Me too.
Yeah, there's certain things that are a lot of fun there. You know what I don't miss though?
What's that?
Is when we're up in our room and we're cozy and it's time for bed and I hear howling.
Like
it's like why is it always howling outside?
I have no idea.
Who is howling?
But who at that?
It's like they've all become werewolves.
It's like in the atrium at the Hyatt. I mean, it's not Mardi Gras. I don't know.
Leela says, and we always bring gifts, treats. Well, thank you. That's sweet of you, Leela.
Very.
Yeah. It's hard to. Our UK fans that are in the room right now, it's hard to describe how big and scary the American cons can be.
Yeah.
If you are a person that's you don't usually get out of the house, but the one time you do is Dragon Con, it's like, oh wow, really? And like, yeah, I just summoned all my courage.
Yeah.
I applaud you. It's going from 0 to 60.
That's half the artists there.
Oh, so Clara knows that the howling that I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starwin, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Starwin says Off-World Designs is closing. They do t-shirts and souvenirs for a lot of the conventions, including Dragon Con. Check out their going out of business sale. Hey, Starwind, can you send a link to Matt at Strangeling.com? I actually would like to check that out.
Yeah.
I'd like to support them on their way out. That's a bummer, though.
It is.
Hopefully it makes sense within their business and they made out okay.
Yeah.
Blobhelp says, I liked Dragon Con. The only bad thing I'll say was the issues with the lines.
Yeah.
Sorry to open that can of worms.
It's true.
Well, it could be with our line. I mean,
our
line.
There's our line, but there's also the line like for to get your badges and
I
stuff.
think that
sometimes was crazy.
With Brandon last year. Last Dragon Con.
Yeah.
I think that we did as good as possible job as we're ever going to get to because he did a heck of a good job.
Yeah.
And we did our best to make sure, people had their product, that pin in hand.
Yeah. We often
ever precious pin
stuff, so
and every morning the people would be lined up and it was I thought it worked well. It worked well on my end.
It did for my end too.
When we were in the art show, however, that's when sometimes it wasn't quite as easy to manage the line.
Yes.
Since we manage our own line now, I think it's a little better.
I think so too.
I don't know. People that were there last Dragon Con, I think we were getting compliments and stuff on how good the line was.
Yeah.
So I think that we've really improved quite a bit
so too.
As far as that goes. And we're in a better situation.
Very much.
We can shove people in our booth if we're. Well, my main thing is I don't want to block other people's booths.
I always feel so bad when I'm at a convention and if we have a line, if it stops people from going down the other corner, or that's when the fire marshal gets weird and it's like, hey, that stops people from getting to the exit safely, and that's when it actually becomes a safety issue.
Okay, yeah, Mimi says it was awesome at last Dragon Con. She should know. She's usually fourth in line, third in line,
awesome.
First in line.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
And Calera says, I put on an audiobook in my earbuds to stop the excess noise.
Yes.
The werewolves.
That's a good idea.
Well, it either sounds like a zombie movie. Like if you open those things, it's like, and it stops around 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's when people go to bed.
When I start waking up.
Yeah, it's like that's like the zombies finally went back to bed. Yeah. So now I would say, Jasmine, do you think this is a good time to do our book?
Oh yeah, do a story.
Our story?
Do a story.
Okay, so we're gonna do our story time. And do you want to show off the
I'll show off the
No, it's one of my goals this week is to make a little bumper. To lead us into the story. And I'm thinking about halfway. We're around halfway through the broadcast. You guys as viewers, do you guys think that halfway through the broadcast, which would be
like around how it is
4:30 our time, do you think that's a good time to do the book thing?
I think it's a good time for me. If that's one of the people you're asking. But
I just think it's
yeah.
I think it's a good time.
Yeah, and it's not too close to running into a giveaway.
When we finally work through this book, I don't know how long it'll take.
Mm.
I'll figure out something else.
Yeah, sure. This is, of course, from Charles Berlitz's World of Strange Phenomena, filled with many books from 1988. Not many books, but many short little stories. Lots and lots and lots.
We'll call them books.
Yeah.
But did you see what you like?
No, I just saw one that said Nova Scotia Sea Serpents.
You want to do that?
Kinda.
Nova Scotia
Sea Serpents. 177.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, guys, we're gonna do the Nova Scotia
Sea Serpents. Yes.
All right.
That says sea serpents.
Book time at 4:30 is perfect. Girl in the Mitten says. Jeanette says sounds good.
Works for me.
And Leela says yes, it is, Matt. So those are 2 UK people, which that's
we don't want it before Leela goes to bed.
Right, and then I'll just read Leela to bed. Okay, so 177.
Nova Scotia, of course, those are Canadian neighbors to the north.
During this time, is it better that I turn off the music or I keep it on? Does that ruin?
Keep it on.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't know what it sounds. I honestly have not listened to myself read one of these.
I don't even have sound on my computer, so I've never even listened to our Twitch.
Let's see, 177.
Sorry.
Nova Scotia Sea Serpents. And when for those of you who don't know, Nova Scotia's
Canadian province
in Canada. It means New Scotland.
Yeah.
All right. You know, the one problem I do have that I need to think about, Jasmine, is I don't have good light over here, and sometimes it's hard for me to. I'm gonna turn on my iPhone.
Oh, go for it. Well, especially on this time of year, it's starting to get dark out. It's gonna start getting lighter, though.
All right, here we go. Nova Scotia Sea Serpents. For at least a century and a half, the seagoing folk of Nova Scotia on Canada's far eastern coast have been encountering some very strange and very large creatures.
Oh.
One of the first known sightings occurred in 1845 when fishermen John Bachner and James Wilson saw a 100-foot-long serpent in St. Margaret's Bay.
That would be lovely. 100 feet?
100 feet.
That's like some proper dinosaur length.
They reported their sighting to the Reverend John Ambrose, who not long afterwards had his own run-in with the monster.
They're always after reverends, yeah.
In 1855, residents of Green Harbor were terrified to see one citizen's words, "A hideous length of undulating terror."
A hideous length of unbraided hair.
A hideous length of undulating terror.
Wow.
Pursue local fishing boats, apparently intent on bodily harm.
Wow.
As the fishermen raced desperately for shore, their families watched helplessly. One observer described the creature in an issue of the 19th century American magazine Balloos. Near what might be the head rose a hump or crest crowned with a waving mass of long, pendulous hair like a mane, while behind for 40 or 50 feet slowly moved or rolled the spirals of his immense snake-like body. So
that sounds
it was
lovely.
furry.
What's that?
It sounds furry.
Mm-hmm. Like he's got like a mane, you know.
The movement was in vertical curves.
Okay.
It was in vertical curves. The contortions of the back alternately rising and falling from the head to the tail, leaving behind a wake like that of a screw steamer upon the glassy surface of the ocean. So that was the account.
Okay.
As the creature got closer to shore, observers could hear a sound like escaping steam emanating from the beast.
Was he a machine?
I don't know. They could now see glistening teeth, protruding ridges from over evil-looking eyes, dark blue scales on the head and back, and dirty yellow on the bottom. The head, they say, was 6 feet long.
Jesus. It sounds like a big, like a dragon, like an Asian dragon, like from a Chinese pottery or something.
Kind of, yeah. The creature finally gave up the chase, and exhausted fishermen arrived safely on land. But it was seen again by 3 men in a boat the next day. They rowed away as fast as they could and were not pursued. Then, in 1883, 6 military men fishing in Mahone Bay were startled to see what looked like an immense version of a common snake, with a head 6 feet long sticking out of the water.
6 feet long?
That's what they say.
Oh, hey, their story's consistent.
The rapidly moving creature had a neck as thick as a tree and was dark brown or black with irregular white streaks. Although they couldn't see all of its body, the witnesses agree it must have been something like 80 feet long.
Wow.
In 1894, a man named Barry observed a similar beast as he was relaxing on a wharf in the coastal towns of Arisaig, about 120 feet away and approximately 60 feet long. The creature was moving with an undulating motion. A tail like half a mackerel's tail was visible as well.
Okay.
Reports of these giant lunkers, as the Nova Scotians call them, have continued well into our own time. On July 5th, 1976, Eisner Penny of Nova Scotia's Cape Sable Island saw an enormous something and told friends about it. They scoffed at him, and a few days later, one of them, Keith Ross, along with son Rodney, had an encounter of their own. It had eyes as big around as saucers and bright red looking, he said.
Maybe it was a mosasaur or an ichthyosaur. They have enormous, like 12-inch eyes.
Maybe so. I mean, you could see the red in its eyes, like they were bloodshot. It had its mouth wide open, and there were 2 big tusks. I call them tusks, that hung down from its upper jaw. It passed astern of us, so close.
Wonder if it's some sort of beaked whale. Remember I was showing you all the beaked whales and the other cetaceans that were similar to them?
Maybe.
And how we didn't know a lot of them?
I don't know. I'm not. I doubt. It doesn't sound like a whale.
The beaked whales are not like that. Yeah, but they have 2 large tusks often.
And we could see its body, about 40 or 50 feet long, with grayish, snake-like looking skin, full of lumps or bumps and barnacles.
That sounds like a whale.
And it appeared to have a fish's tail.
Sounds like a whale.
An up and down tail, not a flat like a whale's.
Oh. Sounds like a sideways whale.
Ross's boat roared away and soon lost the creature in a fog. He detected another boat on shipboard radar and made his way toward it. Ironically, Eisner Penny was on that boat. As Ross told him what he'd just seen, they heard the creature passing by not far away.
What did he sound like?
The steam.
Oh, okay.
The creature
like
was
a whale. He probably had water pipe, or the water spouts.
Maybe so.
Or another, like a dolphin type porpoise. Okay, go ahead.
The creature was seen again a few days later by fisherman Edgar Nickerson. No one has any idea where these creatures are, although similar beasts have been reported around the world. In 1800s, they were called sea serpents and were the object of a spirited controversy among zoologists.
Oh man, I wish I lived back then.
Whatever the Nova Scotia lunkers may be, it seems safe to say they are not serpents.
No.
Even oversized ones. Snakes cannot undulate vertically.
Well, there's a lot of problems with that, but...
Nor, of course, do not have fish-like tails.
No, or do they filled with steam? But the releasing of steam is very much
so
like
that was the story of the Nova. That was the longest one I've read.
That's entirely things that are attached to the ocean. I think just about anything can be in there.
So do you guys think that the big sea monsters are real?
Yes, absolutely.
Jasmine believes in them.
Yeah. No, we know very little about the ocean, and every time we go down there, we find new stuff.
So James in New York says, "Hi, Jasmine. I have a couple questions. The first one is, what is the best way to dust or clean my giclées? And the second one is, do I have to worry about sun fade? And is there a way to keeping that happening? I guess that's the three questions."
Sure. For the canvas giclées, what I recommend is having just a cloth, any sort of dusting cloth. Just dust it periodically. I wouldn't use any sort of solvent on it, because depending on what sort of varnish is on the outside, you don't want to start putting anything that would start eating away at it. With the ones that we make and the ones that Disney make, the Kimbishik plays have a UV protectant spray that is on them already. With the other things, if you do want to put them behind glass, if you have spacers, you can always get UV protectant glass to put behind, in front of things too, if you want to be extra careful. But ours are supposed to be light fast for 200 years or something.
So they say. We
so
haven't.
They say,
we haven't
I don't know
put
how,
it to the test yet.
How their inks. I mean, we didn't have those inks 200 years ago. It's gonna be anybody's guess, but so they say.
So Leela's asking, is Innsmouth near Nova Scotia? And I said, yes, it would be.
Yeah.
If Innsmouth were real, it would be.
It would be, because
and
Rhode Island
sorry
is
for
up there.
James asked that question apparently before I started reading.
Oh, that's okay.
Thank you for sitting through the story.
Thank you for listening to us go on about sea monsters and ignore you.
As far as cryptids go, this is my 2 cents.
Yeah.
There are some cryptids and I'm like, really? That's a thing. The sea serpent things, it's a little different. I'm really not sure. We have a big, crazy ocean.
We do. It's lovely.
We could have a lot more going on there than we know.
Yeah.
That said, it is very easy to see things in the sea that are not there, or there are things there, but you're not sure what they are, so you make up a story.
As people talk about, like in Loch Ness, how if you have a bunch of the sturgeon, the freshwater sturgeon there that are 13 feet long, 20 feet long.
They look like sea monsters.
And then they'll go together and it will look like there's one that's 40 feet long.
Yeah, paddlefish.
Paddlefish.
Yeah, sturgeon.
Mm-hmm. But once it's the ocean and it's attached to the ocean, and we don't even, we find whales almost every year that we don't know about.
Right. I have problems with the Loch Ness monster. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, that is a close.
But I love the tail.
Yeah.
I love it.
The Loch Ness is a lake. It isn't the ocean, but it was attached to the ocean not all that long ago. So that's where that one gets a little bit of a maybe, I think.
Starwind, just got a bunch of scrolling. Starwind BC says, if fishing is big in the area, dumping a lot of fish parts in the water could attract a number of things. Very true.
Yeah, and then if you have a whole bunch of porpoises or something, well, think about like in
you
Florida,
can attract
like
great whites with chum
around sunset when all the fish go out, and then all the dolphins go out, and you just see the water roiling. It looks like you don't know what's going on.
Leela says, as the saying goes, how deep is the ocean?
Exactly.
The ocean is an amazing thing that both Jasmine and I have a fascination for.
Yeah,
we always find ourselves there.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons I love Whitby, Leela. We're next to the violent, scary, cold ocean.
The ocean. I love the ocean in Whitby.
The ocean in Whitby is so different than our oceans here.
Our ocean here in
but it's the
Florida
same
is like
ocean. It's just different.
It is.
And it makes me happy.
Yeah.
I'm a big nature lover anyhow. Yeah. Jasmine and I, one time we saw a hammerhead shark off a boat.
Oh yeah, in Miami.
And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just saw him right from above.
Another thing that's super cool, if you guys are, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jasmine.
Oh, I said he was big too. He's like 10 feet or something.
Yeah, he was. We were probably about. We're probably about 9 decks up.
Yeah.
When we saw him.
Yep.
And we were leaving port. And I was like, oh, it could have been a shovelhead. I'm not that good at.
Oh no, it was a hammerhead.
It was a hammerhead. They're similar.
Shovelheads do live there also, but this was a.
Yes. Very. If you guys like shovelheads and you want to see some, go to the aquarium at the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas in Nassau. Yes. They have a lot of shovelheads. It's so cute.
They have lots of baby ones. They are adorable.
Leela says, ideal for Mia Gothrit. Remember how she's Gothrit?
Yes.
Yeah. When I go to Whitby.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. You fit right in there.
Yes. Man, I miss Whitby.
Another thing I love, and it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's super cool. Mm-hmm. Sometimes Jasmine and I'll be on a big ship, and we'll look over the side, and tons and tons of flying fish.
Yes.
If you've never seen that, it's a neat thing.
I've encountered it multiple times, maybe a dozen times in my life, when there's a whole school of flying fish, and that just
they must. I don't know how far they can go, but they go really far. They can
go like 30 feet
They
sideways.
must.
It's amazing.
It does not look like it's really happening.
And their wings are, I mean, they
flap
look
these
like
little,
wings. Yeah.
they flap their little flippers.
It's very much,
and they fly for a little bit.
I have that painting series, Press on Volants, with the flying fish turning into butterflies, and it's part of, because of the flying fishes
so cool.
I've seen go around.
But yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I miss I miss going to the Bahamas.
I know.
It sounds like such a
It
spoiled
sounds
person
like a spoiled
thing to say.
but if you live in Florida, you know that you can take a boat to the Bahamas for like $49, and that's your vacation. It's very easy.
Positives and negatives. Positive and negatives things to being in Florida during the COVID thing. One is we're already in Florida.
Yes,
so it's already nice here.
We're already got good weather. As much as we ever complain about the weather, the weather's fine.
Yeah. We have lovely walks, etc. But the cool, some of the cool things that you'd normally be able to do with without a thought are a little bit we just can't do them.
It's true.
It's kind of a bummer, like cruises and things like that.
Yeah,
and we can't wait
so
till
much water related stuff.
We can't wait till those come back. Now that we have this and we have a little system, I mean, if we went on a Disney cruise, for example, I'd film some of it and put it on here on Twitch.
Well, it makes me sad too because it was right before COVID that they were starting to ask if I would maybe do some residencies on the Disney Cruise Lines to do
seems
a
like
gallery.
a million years ago.
Yes, I know. It seems like forever ago, but they were going to have me maybe come do some signings on the cruise ships, and I get, it's like I get to go on a cruise. Maddie gets to go on the cruise, and we get to have a Disney event, and we're all there for the whole cruise. Sounds so much fun. And then COVID, and I'm sure cruises will probably be one of the last things that start up again because they have to make sure they're extra safe and everything. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's
my goodness.
Cruises are super fun.
I know, and how fun would that be if I was there just doing the Disney signing at the little gallery on the boat? Man, I'd love that.
James says that would have been nice.
I know.
Yeah,
and a special pin.
It would have, but. So cool. I mean, it'll happen.
It will. Just maybe not for a little bit longer. And you never know. That could be a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, even before COVID, it had been a while since we've been on a cruise.
Yeah, I know, because I was sick before that, so it's
Kalira says, do you know that if you are going on a small boat, sometimes they land on you? It's very disconcerting. They are beautiful when they don't land on you.
What are the fishes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have to throw them back after your heart rate slows down.
It makes me think of Life of Pi.
Oh.
That's actually based
I love
on
that.
That part is based on a
film.
true story about the kids that got stuck in the boat and then flying fish came and they ate them.
Wow.
And they just landed in the boat and they were Hindu also, and it was like, oh, I guess it's a gift from Lord Shiva. They jumped into our boat where it's okay, we eat them now. And that's kind of what they have.
You got to be pretty hungry to want to eat one of those little guys.
Yeah, I would rather not. Unless it really came down to it. But
this reminds me. Oh, Claire says yes.
Yeah,
it is. It reminds me of when we were on one of the upper decks where the swimming pool was.
Oh, on the Lido deck.
It had been abandoned. There's probably one of those Broadway level
I think
shows.
It was during some sort
of
the
Jasmine and I've probably seen, so we just kind of walk around.
We're private.
And I see a flicker of yellow, and I'm like, what was it? And we go, and it's like, oh my God, Jasmine, look at that. And Jasmine's like, that's a bird.
Yeah.
So we go and walk over, and there is a tiny bird, a little bit bigger than like your average hummingbird you'd see.
Yeah.
Not much.
Tiny little fella.
And it was a banana keet.
A banana keet, which is one of the cutest words ever. And they're bright yellow, and they're tropical, and they're tiny.
And those little guys swim long distances across
the
sea.
They don't swim.
Or swim. Jeez. They fly long distances.
Yeah,
and they don't get a break.
Yeah,
so
they'll fly
often
all the way across the Atlantic Ocean.
Right, there are stories where they land on boats if they can. So they landed on our boat, and I see this little banana keet, and I can even tell his heart's racing so quickly.
Much like a hummingbird.
And I gesture like behind him, and I let him perch on my finger. And he doesn't mind. And I pet him. This is real. I'm not making this up.
No,
I pet him with one finger, and he's like the most beautiful little thing I've ever seen. and he falls asleep.
Yep, while he's holding
while
them.
I'm petting him.
Well,
and he's
they
just
literally
so
fly
tired.
all the way across the Atlantic
and he starts
Ocean.
to fall asleep, and he's not afraid of me, and I'm petting him, and he's on my finger, and it was like one of the best things that's ever happened to me with birds. And then a little bit like he eats some crumbs because there was like little breads, and then he woke up and he got his second wind
back,
and he flew away, and it was one of the sweetest things ever.
Yeah, and who knows? He might have been flying for 1,000 miles.
Yeah, but it was so precious. Yeah. It was one of the cutest things ever. Katie says, "I'm looking forward to spring, more paddleboarding adventures." Oh yeah,
definitely.
One of my big purchases since renting wasn't an option for quite a while. I finally purchased an inflatable paddleboard last spring.
Oh, fun!
Katie, did you get it at Dick's Sporting Goods? I saw a really cool one there.
I want one.
Oh yeah, it was super cool, James. You would have loved that little bird.
Oh my gosh, it was
but it's
so
a banana
precious.
keet. If you guys want to,
it's spelled with a Q-U-I-T.
I'll look up
Banana Q-U-I-T, all one word. And they are, you see them in the Caribbean. I've seen them in the Abacos Islands a lot. In the Bahamas at Castaway Key.
Yeah, they have that yellow.
I remember because Mom
chest.
stole some of my banana bread that I had at Castaway Key, and a banana came and took my banana bread.
So I'll put, if I can find their Wikipedia, there it is.
The banana keys?
Yep.
Do they have a Patreon? No, sorry.
Do they have a Patreon? But this was, some are more yellow than other. This one was as yellow as he could be, and you see they're mostly in South America.
Yeah.
And it shows them. It looks like not Cuba, but some of the other islands around there. And I'll put that in there if you guys want to see what it looks like. But there are ones that have a little bit more yellow on their chest, and these guys have some. But if you look at Google, like Google Images, you'll see some that are more yellow. And this guy was as yellow as the yellowest one.
Yeah, he's like a little goldfinch
with a kind of like a blue gray back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was him. I wonder if they talk.
They kind of look
behavior?
like the, what is that? They kind of look like the warbler that is in my Three Little Birds painting.
Okay, the banana keet is known for its ability to adjust remarkably to human environments. It often visits gardens and may become very tame.
This one seemed almost tame. Like
Its
you said,
nickname,
he let you pet him.
The sugar bird, comes from the affinity for bowls or feeders to be stocked with granular sugar, a common method of attracting these birds. The banana keet builds up a spherical lined nest with a side entrance hole, laying up to 3 eggs, which are incubated solely by the female.
I bet they're tiny little
It may
eggs.
also build its nest in human-made objects such as lampshades and garden trellises. The birds breed all year regardless of season and build new nests throughout the year, and they're adorable.
They are, man.
But yeah,
remember Ann and other Matt said when they were coming back from the Canaries, they saw banana keets that were on their boat.
Aw. Crispy says that painting is coming together so quickly. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's coming along nice. I'm gonna put her in some sort of, I don't know, maybe something like a spooky background. Some dead trees or something.
Oh, one of your famous spooky backgrounds?
Spooky background. No, you know what I mean. I want to put some, I don't want her just floating in space. I'm gonna put some sort of, I should think about that a little bit.
What should you think about them? I didn't hear.
Oh, the background. What I'm gonna put in the background.
Yeah, I think spooky trees would work well.
Yeah.
What do you imagine the ground around her, what she'll be resting on, will be like?
Well, if the trees, I could make her go swampy, or I could maybe trees that have lost their leaves. So maybe like a outdoor floor, or like forest floor, some grass and dead leaves, maybe.
Oh, some tree litter?
Yeah, tree litter. Forest floor litter. Yeah.
I think that goes well, even though it's not autumn right now. I mean, in my head, when I think about zombies and zombie girls, I think about that sort of thing. It must be strange to live in Australia during these events that are probably,
usually
Northern Western society promotes a lot, and
I bet
we have
it's frustrating. Yeah.
It must be like our our fall isn't like that.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Like pagan friends in Australia and stuff, and it's like, well, our springtime is now, so
yeah.
why would we do that then?
Leela says spooky trees are a graveyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. As some of you guys know in the room, I grew up at Seventh-day Adventist, and they have like the Sabbath day, and on Friday night the sun goes down, and I was like, I remember asking my mom, I was like, well, what about people in Alaska when the the sun will stay up for days? Do they have like
midnight sun? Do
they have to like go to church for like 7 days in a row or something? So.
And there was no straight answer.
People are saying graveyard.
Yeah.
Or a dug up grave.
Ooh.
Tombstone with a spooky tree.
You know, a graveyard would be kind of good. Maybe if it was kind of a pet cemetery, sort of, because she is holding her
Gothic gates in a distance.
So yeah, if I make it kind of like a cemetery but with smaller grave markers as if it was pets, maybe, because that's why she's got a little zombie kitty.
Yeah.
I'll never feel like I'm talking about my dead pets.
James says, hopefully they don't have another year of horrific wildfires.
Oh, Australia, yeah, no kidding.
Christy says spooky trees and bats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's that sort of mood. Maybe, I think that works well.
Kitty.
I'm sure whatever you do will be absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. I do have two. Actually, I'm going to put those up sometime this week, guys. I know we keep asking. I haven't added on the website yet, but I'll put some up on eBay in the meantime while we build that part of the website still.
Oh, do you have that handy?
I had them over here.
Oh, okay. You got it?
Almost. Okay, yes. Okay. Yes, I have the original, the pen and ink line art I did on the cardstock. I want to put that up on eBay. Matt, I have a frame and mat board and stuff for it.
Yeah,
and
I'll pop it in.
You pop that in there, and we'll
I'll
put
cut
that
a
on
mat
eBay
for
this
it.
week. Also, I have the painting pixie liner. I'll put that one up too. Eventually,
Okay.
my idea is to put these up in like maybe the Patreon section of my website or something. But in the meantime, we'll put it up on eBay before we add that stuff. But yeah, that would be kind of cool to have that, especially since the pin would match it, because that's the line art I used for the pin. Some people were showing us yesterday at Epcot. What was that? A shadow box that guy had? That had
that
was so neat.
I took a photo and asked him if it was okay if I shared it with other people. So
really?
I'm going to add that to the slideshow.
Oh yeah, it was like a little shadow box that he had put the pop gallery pins and
He even put the little pin backs.
Yes,
in there.
it was adorable.
That's what I think. I could. I have.
Oh, you don't have to put it up right now, but that's.
I wouldn't be able to put it up, but
oh, I see. Yeah.
I've got a photo on my phone. I suppose we could.
Put it on there. But I like seeing that, how people display the pins, and some people make neat stuff.
Yeah, it's the Pirate Girls.
Yeah,
Pop.
yeah, the pin series. That was the little pin collection from Pop Gallery.
I don't know if this would even show.
Oh, here, I can try. Is it zoomed in on your? Yeah, try to finagle it. Oh, that looks like you're holding it.
That's actually too good.
That's really detailed.
That's a photo.
Yeah, that's
it looks like I've got a little frame.
It looks like you're holding a picture
Yeah,
frame.
I keep moving it like you can
that's
see.
Weird.
Yeah, that is weird. So, but I thought that was a good little thing. But you guys do such neat. I mean, as Jasmine does the great art bits, some of the decoration,
yeah, the
way
stuff
you
that
guys
people
present
do
it is just amazing. I got a lot of great pictures. Leela sent some too.
Oh yeah,
they've done some really neat things.
Yeah, their house is cool. Yeah,
I'll get that up.
We'll put those up in the next ones too.
I definitely will.
Definitely.
So if you have,
people have sent me tattoos. Yes. More people have.
I love looking at people. I'm looking at some of the slides right now. I love looking at how people put your art together.
Yes, and how you hang it up in your house and everything.
It's
Some of the people were showing me, like, at Disney last night at Epcot, they'd have their phone and they'd show me, like, how they'd had all my canvases so far, and it's like, I see why people get really excited if there's one they're missing, or, you know what I mean? And like, I've left a space for it here by my mantelpiece, and I'm like, oh, God, oh, wow, okay. That is super cool.
Yeah, I think, sometimes I'm bowled over.
Yeah.
Katie says, I got so lucky snagging that pirate set right up before COVID. So
Oh.
crazy. Woo. Yeah.
Man.
10 minutes to raffle, guys.
Oh, goodness. So I'll put some lighter color behind her. It's funny, I put some kind of green, since she has green skin sort of in the pin design, when I was putting the layers of gesso, I mixed some Payne's gray and some yellow in there to make the background kind of greenish, so when her skin had like darker tones on it, it would show through, and it's working out pretty good.
Mimi has not sent us photos. Mimi says, guilty, I need to send you photos soon. I think you guys will like them.
Oh, yes, please do, Mimi. That would be
James says, how can I send you guys pics if I want to show off your work and where I put them in my house? Well, James, you see there's a little slideshow in the room. If you email me the photos, I will add them to the slideshow. So Matt, I'll type my
email address, matt@strangeling.com, and say something in the subject line like photos or
photos for Twitch slideshow,
fan photos or framed photos or something like that, and then I like seeing them also in addition to showing them off here.
Matt@strangeling.com, pretty easy to remember.
Matt@strangeling.com. That way it won't get stuck in with like a million questions about tracking numbers.
Right. Also, the other things we like are event photos. We like
photos from events.
Photos of tattoos, coloring books.
I love seeing tattoos. Pictures of your coloring books or diamond paintings or cross stitches or
I mean, just because this is Jasmine's channel, it's going to be Jasmine related. Yeah, and of course...
we like seeing your pets.
Right. If you have... I love seeing your pets.
Somebody
I really
one of the pictures
want you to have. Angela sends us pictures of her kitties watching the Twitch.
Exactly.
So if you can include a pet in there, that'd be super cool. I mean, I love seeing doggies and kitties. And if you have any unusual pets or like you have I know our friend Buddy has birdies. So
what's his birdie he has? It's a mustached. Is it mustache something?
I don't know. I'm not sure if Buddy's in the room.
Oh, I don't know either. But he posted about him the other day. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have such pretty colors on their face.
James says, we'll try to do that when my artist Mickey arrives.
Yeah.
Sure.
Excellent. Thanks, James.
Yeah, artist Mickey was a big hit. I'm so happy they got more in stock yesterday.
I know.
But then they ran out. Apparently... By the end of the show, they had ran out, not at Pop Gallery, but at the Wonderground tent. They ran out of everything.
All my things, yes.
So there was nothing of Jasmine's left.
Sorry.
Not Pinocchio.
Not
the villains.
Cruella. Yeah.
Not Cruella. Just everything sold. So shame on you, Jasmine.
Hey, that's on Disney. That's their fault for not bringing enough stuff. But we had a lot of stuff at the Pop Gallery, so.
Yes, everything was good.
Good thing.
But there's a Disney slide right there.
Huh? Oh, on the TV.
Yeah, a little slideshow. Oh, there's another one. With Leia and a fan.
Cool.
Sassy says, I try to see if my photos have made the slideshow, but I get busy with my cross stitch of the Haunted Mansion. Well, if any of you guys have sent me some and you don't see them in there, let me know.
Send them again.
I'm not perfect, but I try. I really do try.
Yeah.
And I have different weeks where I'm busy with different things, and sometimes I'm like, I know this week I'm going to work on the slideshow.
Yeah.
And this is one of those weeks. So, hit me up, man.
It has to do with when you have to send out pins.
Pins and I had pins in the festival hit me at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So pins went out a little bit later, but you guys are all cool about it. I was ill on Tuesday. Man, that was last Tuesday, wasn't it?
That was last Tuesday when you were a sicky boy. Yeah.
It was I wasn't feeling well, and I turned it on the Family Ties channel. And I watched like every single episode of Family Ties, I swear.
I've still never seen
it. It was interesting. I actually enjoyed the in particular the Alex Keaton character, and I thought he was written very well. Michael J. Fox, he's Alex Keaton in it, and I was like, wow, I forgot how good the writing on the show is pretty good. I think it's better than something like Full House, in my opinion.
Oh, well, is that hard? Sorry,
But
no
I
offense.
was like, oh, this is actually written pretty well.
Yeah.
This is a solid show, much better than something like Brady Bunch, in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So I can see why it has its own little channel in there.
It has its own. There's a Family Ties channel.
Yeah, on Pluto.
Oh, Pluto
Yeah.
has a lot of weird channels.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Did you and other artists have trouble getting stuff in due to COVID? And glad you're feeling better, Matt. Thank you, James.
Oh yes, I'm glad he's feeling
Did
better.
you?
Oh, getting stuff into Disney, or what? What are they saying?
Do you, James? Do you mean like putting things on the walls at Disney, or getting? We make our own things.
Yeah, with
for
Disney,
Pop Gallery.
Yeah, for the Pop Gallery, me and Matt make the artwork or the prints and canvases for that. But with the Disney characters like Mickey and Minnie, and anything like that, or Tiana, like with mine, those are made and printed, and Disney makes those in their own factory. So I don't know how or when those get slowed down, or how they decide to order their inventory. But with the ones at Pop Gallery, we make those ones.
Kalira says Alex P. Keaton. He couldn't stand that his hairhead sister.
Airhead?
Airhead. I see what you're saying,
I'm
Kalira.
discussing.
Had a higher IQ than he did.
Oh.
I thought Mallory's his sister. She is Justine Bateman.
Oh.
Jason Bateman's sister. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I didn't know she was on that show. I've never seen that show.
Did you guys get the link for all pictures I took for your events at Pop Gallery? I'm not sure, Tony. I'm trying to think. Did you send that recently? Send it to Matt at Strangeling.com.
Tony, yeah. He might. Yeah, the pictures and things from my Pop Gallery appearances. He probably had a lot of pictures from those.
Yeah, I remember that episode where they both take an IQ test, and his sister's really good. It doesn't seem like his sister would have a higher IQ than Alex. Alex is a very driven person, and Mallory's just kind of like floats along with life and just wants to shop and stuff.
How Steve gets mad at Haley when she does better at a test than him.
It could be something.
Yeah.
It's similar, but not quite the
Is
same.
my thing frozen? My light's not.
Oh. Yeah, let's put the bumper on real quick. There you go.
Oh, okay.
That was autocorrect. Hairhead.
Hairhead.
That's a lot of us. Jasmine, have you ever put a poodle in anything? In the oven, because we eat poodles here.
No,
I'm just joking.
We're vegetarians.
That's a bad
here.
joke, Jane. We don't eat poodles, but I had to.
Poodles are nice. Okay. Let me think. I have painted portraits of people with their pets before, and I have painted poodles for those, but this would be of specific people, not things that were like a print or a statue or anything. So no, I don't think I have yet. Not one that we sell, that we do prints of. I like poodles though. I love doggies.
Oh yeah,
Any sort of doggies.
there was a
particular,
poodle that was we were talking about our next when I if you guys remember Yar's Revenge.
Oh yeah.
When I was talking about Atari last week.
And Aaron, our neighbors from the last broadcast.
Yeah, and they had a dog that was a little poodle. Her name was Fancy, and I loved her.
She was an ancient. She's tiny.
She's so tiny.
Weighed like 14 ounces or something. It was the tiniest
They were.
little dog.
I remember their yard is close to our yard,
Yes.
and our yard is very tree covered and
woody.
Woody, and like we love to have that jungle look.
Yeah,
because we're in Florida, right?
Yeah.
If you go in their yard, it's like there isn't a lot of cover. It's like clean and manicured, more like a French garden
or something. Yeah,
more like a French garden. And when little Fancy would go out to poop, they were scared that a red-tailed hawk was going to come in and take Fancy.
Well, there's
away.
a bunch of red-tailed hawks that live around here, and they like live on top of our.
They were so scared of the hawk. So they would,
on top of the
while Fancy was pooping, they would wave their arms around to try to
want the hawks to
yes, as a
Fancy.
preemptive move against the hawks.
Well, Fancy also was very. She was a senior citizen doggy. She was like 15 or 18 or something, and she had cataracts and didn't see very well. So they were worried about her being out on her own. But yeah,
and I would
she's
tell her
honey.
that I loved her, and she'd kiss me.
Yeah, she was a sweetie.
She was a very sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
She was not. There's a lot of people talk about little yippy dogs.
Yeah.
Like little. She looked like she could have been one, but
no,
she was a little deer.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
And she was nice to everybody. Sometimes doggies will only like one person that carries them around all day, but she liked everybody.
I got it. I don't see anything on my screen.
Oh no! Is it broadcasting?
The video is either let me hit refresh.
Please, I hope it doesn't cancel again. This happened last.
No, this could just be me.
Okay.
I'm gonna refresh and see if I'm back on.
From here, but is it because you restarted my
No, it looks good. My computer's being dumb.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, sorry guys. Oh.
Jeez.
All right, that means it's time for our next raffle. Okay, and I'll get to if you have any questions. Let me scroll up real quick, see if there's Matthew. When Cruella movie comes out, will you have more merchandise for Cruella?
You know, I noticed Disney was putting out more Cruella stuff this week, and I wondered if it was because the movie's coming out. That could be. It will be up to Disney, but I could definitely see them doing that.
All right, I'm gonna pick that winner.
Well,
I'm trying to remember who Emma Stone is. Did I suck that hard?
You know
Phoebe
her.
LaFair.
What's that?
Phoebe LaFair.
Oh, congratulations! You've won the Epcot postcards, Tiana and Artist Mickey, and you also get a painting pixie pin and our pin of, we'll put it on a little backing board and everything, the pin of the month, which is the Clockwork Valentine Masquerade pin. Yay. And then for our last prize of the day, we do the spinning wheel, so it will be a random prize for a random person, and they'll get the Epcot goodies too, and that will be the last time we give away the Epcot goodies because the festival is ending for the year.
I forgot to do my little sound.
Oh.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna start that new raffle, guys.
Yeah. And again, we'll do the prize wheel to see what y'all win. That will be coming.
I'm so happy our thing didn't go down.
Oh gosh, yeah, was it? It was like two.
It was a Wednesday. We did a kind of a special broadcast because we couldn't do it on.
It just stopped
because the Super Bowl.
Yes, I remember. I was like, we did this specifically, so it was. I don't know.
You know, we need to get a. You guys are when everyone's joining the raffle here. I need to grab a kitty.
Oh yeah, get a kitty cat. Nice one.
Do you guys the nice one?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you guys want Fat Gammy or
bring whichever kitty?
Or do you want Sunshine?
Rio's not out, is she?
Gamma says.
Sunshine was over here in the in her little round bed.
Jasmine wants me to get Sunshine. She doesn't want to. She's like, I can't bear another thrashing.
I can't. Gamera's scary. Oh, my baby.
Yes, Gamma will eat my skin flesh.
Yes, weasels will rip your flesh.
Yes,
and that weasels will be Gamera.
Oh,
is she sleeping?
Sweetie. Oh, she just woke up.
Oh, she can be all squinky eyed. Here, why don't you stick your face in front of like 20 studio lights, Gamera or Sunshine?
Ow! Oh!
Is Sunshine being bitey too?
No, she just used my nipple as a stepping stone.
Oh wow! Quite a feat. Do you have her?
Get her?
Yeah, just don't get paint on her.
Jasmine's getting her off my shoulder.
No, she's turning around.
Sunshine?
I could grab her.
Now she's on my back. Okay.
I can't reach my arms that far.
Okay.
Okay. Got her.
Oh.
Ow, ow, ow. I got her. Okay.
Aww.
There you go, baby. Yeah. Okay, she's stuck on my
She's got that claw grab there. Ow.
She does. Oh, there we go.
Ow.
Sunshine. She's
Where are
a
our
baby.
kitties?
Yes. It's my baby. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, you super. You honey. See the people? You see the people? Whisker puss? Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, he's a pretty kitty. Oh, she's my baby. Oh, you gonna fall asleep, honey?
She's sleepy.
She's sleepy, man. She's purring. You little squirrel bottom, what you doing?
Angela
She's a
says
good
Sunshine
girl.
is such a little baby.
She's a good girl.
Sunshine, you want me to get you?
No, she's fine up
She's
there. Yeah, she's fine
Okay.
up there. She does that when I'm painting a lot, so she'll be okay. Just don't drink my paint water, baby.
She is our sunshine, our only sunshine.
She does make me happy when skies are bright.
All frozen. Actually, it's working pretty good.
Am I
Pineapple,
frozen?
you might want to refresh.
Oh, maybe
Unless you're
is
referring
it
to
frozen?
Disney's Frozen, which Jasmine would love to paint.
I would like to paint Frozen. I've
James
done
says-
2 concept pieces for Frozen and still nothing. Okay.
Do you guys go to the parks or downtown Disney often? Did you guys try Gideon's yet? James, we honestly we don't go to the.
We haven't during COVID.
Not
at
no,
all.
we haven't
I've
much.
just been at home.
Just for the events, honestly.
Yeah, I've only just been out for the Epcot events
Yeah.
during the pandemic.
We go to
so-
the drive-in though.
But yeah,
like
but
that.
generally, when it is not, when it hasn't been COVID and things have been open regularly, we definitely go to the parks and Disney Springs and everything a lot.
What's Gideon's?
fun.
Did you guys try Gideon's yet?
I haven't. That is the tasty food place that has opened up. Bakery.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I have. Not.
I have not tried it yet, but I would like to eventually. We'll probably be doing more stuff at Disney Springs starting next month. I'll have more info on that soon.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
But every day I feel cookies the size of your head. I
Yeah,
don't know-
it's crazy bakery stuff, so
I'm not sure if that's my
yeah,
speed.
yeah.
Gosh, I sound like such a lame-o sometimes.
I do.
It's like, Matt, what do you want to do? I want to go to bed at 10:30 and not eat a cookie.
Yeah.
I sound like such a lame-o. My Wi-Fi is going in and out now. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you with that. Mimi says, so I have to admit, I have a painting with kitty hair varnished into it. I would love to know which kitty DNA I have.
Oh my gosh. There definitely, I'm sure there's cat hair probably in everybody's painting. Let me think. It's probably Rio. But it depends what year it was painted and what year it was varnished.
Right.
Yeah.
It's probably real.
It's probably Rio. But if it's an older painting, it could be Azrael or Kuan Yin or Mama Wolf or any of our past kitties. So.
I got a cupcake from the vending machine too, Katie.
I haven't had one.
Like,
from Sprinkles?
Yeah, I got it when
When it opened?
about 3 years ago.
Because it's
I
like
think.
it's like an ATM machine, but it's
Yes,
a cupcake.
I you had an event and at
Disney Springs.
yeah, and for some reason that
Florida.
one they told me we don't need your help.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that sometimes they tell me that and that
Sometimes
means they want
say
me to
things
get
like
lost.
that, and it's like, okay.
And so I went and I got one during one of your shows.
Yes.
And it was fine. Yeah, it was good. It came
Yeah.
from an ATM. Yeah.
Yeah. I have not been to the donut place that moved in where Pop Gallery had been at either.
Jasmine, what how many Disney paintings do you get contracted to do in a typical year?
Depends on the year. Like last year, most of Disney was shut down, so I think I just did like 2 last year. So far this year, I'd say I usually do about 4, roughly. That sounds about right. 4 or 5. As far as major as things that you buy from Disney, not concept art, not whatever, things that are for people to buy at the galleries and stores, probably, yeah, between 3 and 6. Might be more soon. We will see.
Yeah, I think that your art style suits Disney stuff so well.
Yeah, I think so too. And there's a lot of crossover when it comes to Femmes too, so it's always a hit. Makes me happy.
Sunshine, you're naughty.
Sunshine, what's she doing?
I don't know. I'm just saying that. I'm a little ouchy.
Oh, really? She
Yeah.
got me a little too on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They had a
Oh, wow.
line at the donut place when I went.
Oh, the
was too
donut-
full from the cookie to even bother with a donut.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
They do have interesting flavors though, it looks like, and they have vegan donuts and things. So.
That could be interesting. I've never had a vegan donut that I didn't like, and I'm always amazed that they're vegan. You know, like, oh, this is vegan. That's weird.
Donuts don't really need eggs. I mean,
apparently not.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you wouldn't notice the difference, really.
No, I don't.
In like a donut that had
I remember. Was it?
Alex gave us some donuts.
Alex gave us some, and then one time Sarah and Michael gave us some.
Yes, but we've twice been gifted extravagantly with like a vegan donut buffet.
Both times I opened up the box and each donut was different.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting.
Shocking. Yeah.
So yeah,
What is that place that would put like NyQuil in donuts and stuff?
NyQuil in donuts?
Yes, they got in trouble for it. It was intentional because it was like a joke. It was kind of funny, and I think it was like during cold season.
Yeah, I think it was in the frosting, right?
Yeah, it was like a jelly donut that they'd make like a NyQuil reduction or something.
Oh my
then
gosh.
they got in trouble for selling it.
It's
because
kind of weird.
Was alcohol, I guess. I don't know.
I would have thought if I would have done that, I would have thought I would eventually get in trouble from the FDA.
They probably saw it coming. Was that Voodoo Donuts? I forgot.
Was it what?
Voodoo Donuts?
I don't know. I'm sure someone in the room probably knows.
Probably.
Yeah, that's one thing that I realize that there's a big donut culture.
I'm not
that Jasmine nor I are a big part of. I
go years without.
I will say though, I love the donut in my old hometown of Grandview. And
yes, I know where you're talking.
Yes, they're very good.
Yeah.
And Jasmine likes those as well.
Yes.
But they're hard to eat.
Something that's happened to me twice in like 40-some years.
Yeah, and go to sleep after you have one.
You go into a coma afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, like I've never been to like gotten donuts at like a Dunkin' Donuts or a Krispy Kreme.
We do bagels.
Yeah, I've had bagels.
That's not really a donut.
No, that's not a donut. But no, I've never gotten a Dunkin' Donut or a Krispy Kreme donut.
James says we had a Krispy Kreme open in my town years ago. It closed, and now it's a Vitamin World.
I'm probably more likely to go something like that.
They call it Vitamin World. You go in there, it's a lot of bodybuilding supplements.
It's a lot of whey powder. And
it seems like they have. Yeah. They're almost like a GNC.
Yeah.
If you like that sort of thing.
Franchisey.
Yeah, I had a delicious fruit smoothie today with some pea protein.
Ooh.
That was
pea protein.
Was my
is that your lunch?
That was my donut.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it in a little bit better shape.
I had a protein cookie. I guess that's my donut.
Oh, which one?
The chocolate chip protein.
Oh, that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
They have it at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so we're lame-os when it comes to that, guys. Thank you for having thank you for having the time to look through my sketchbook yesterday.
Oh, thank you for bringing it. That's fun to look at. Remember, I was showing you, Maddie, and we're talking about how you had that sketchbook of mine from.
I remember there was a
pencil.
The Yin Yang Cheshire. I was quite nervous meeting someone like you in person. I don't get opportunities like these that often. Aw.
Well, thank you also for coming out and waiting in line. And coming through all the
beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun getting to meet people at Epcot.
Yeah, talking to people's certainly a different pace for us.
It is, man.
Yeah, I realize I talk a lot. Katie says, is it more nerve-wracking doing a piece for Disney where Tim Burton also has to approve your concept too, or like the Madame Leota had to be approved by the family? I see.
If it's more
the double approval.
I don't find things like that nerve-wracking, but what it is, it's usually takes more time. Because it's not like everybody sits in the room at the same time to approve things. It's more like, we're going to approve it here, and then in the next, they do approvals at this company on the third Thursday of every week or something. So it's like, you got to get it, and then, it might be another 2 months before the approval comes through on that. And so it's not nerve-wracking, it's just like, time-taking. And when Disney, if it's something that's on a shorter deadline, Disney doesn't want to have extra time either, because that's less time they have to make prints or to come out with t-shirts or whatever before the release.
James says you and Greg McAuliffe are the only people I see with a line.
Oh, haha! Greg McAuliffe is awesome. He has great Disney stuff.
Well,
there's a lot of talented people
that comes with time.
It does also too. Some of the artists are there every day of the show, so people might see them every day. I'm only there like maybe in one day of the weekend or something like that, and that's the only time people have to see me that week.
We met a fantastic artist named Stephanie Rabideau.
Yeah, Stephanie Rabideau is another local Florida artist who is at Wonderground. She's the only other one around here who is a Wonderground artist.
Yeah, and we were happy to meet her. And she has really neat stuff.
Yeah.
She also does things in a little bit darker style.
Yeah.
Disney things.
Yes. So, and she was at the Wonderground tent some of the evenings too. So if you were there some of the days, you might
be able to find her website. But it's nice to see another Florida person.
It is, because I mean we love our California Disney artist friends too, but it's nice that there's a couple Florida Wonderground people now. But
they sell some of her things at your WDW store. Also,
WDWstore.net, man, that is the best place to get stuff that is from the parks.
I'll just link everybody to that because
and then you can see both.
Yeah, then they can see it.
Yeah, and then you can see her Disney stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
but she's a sweetie. She's very nice.
She's so nice. I felt that she waited in line to come see me. It was very sweet. I feel bad when the artists have to wait in line too. It's like, oh, we could have just come up here probably. So yeah, the yourwdwstore.net is a good website and they ship anywhere.
I don't see the image popping up for that one.
No. They might not. They haven't added images on everything from the Epcot Festival.
Okay, well, yeah, definitely check her. You got the name there. Definitely check her stuff out.
Yeah.
If you were at the Wonderground tent, you probably saw it.
Yeah.
I have a postcard. I just don't have it handy that I got from her.
We shared it on one of these Twitches. It was right after the first day.
Oh, did we?
Yes, it's before she had come by my booth, but you'd gotten to go by her tent when I was at Pop.
Yeah, she's pretty nice. And we realized that we had some friends
Mutual
in common
friends
because
that live locally.
That's how everything is. It's a smaller world.
It's a very
There's a
after
song
all about it.
That's our joke.
Yeah, it comes up. Got sunshine jingling in there.
Sunshine.
Oh, my dying little.
Aww. Come here, sunshine. Hey.
Being feisty.
Come here. Look, your tail's sticking up in the air like a little antenna. Aww.
Are you holding her? Oh, you are holding her. Aw.
Yeah, I love my sunshine.
See? It's like in my picture, but less zombies. So I've started to do some sort of outlines of trees there that are in the distance. And I'll bring some ones up closer too that are more realistic. I don't want it to be too foggy and misty.
Do you, with backgrounds, do you think that there's I guess if it was super busy, it would take away from the focus of the main,
yeah.
So is there a way, what do you do? How do you, besides making it 3D, how do you keep that, the focus forward?
Well, it will also, it depends a lot on the painting and what I'm trying to do with the painting. If it's something like this is kind of like almost like an illustration of a character. So I want the main focus to be on the character. Sometimes I might just have a very simple figure and I want the main focus to be on the exciting background or the crazy ocean or storm or something like that. And in that instance, I might make the character more simple and the background more detailed. But on this one, since it's got two figures and she's going to have kind of a complicated outfit and holding a little cat friend and we'll have complicated wings with wounds and stuff on it, I want the background to be a little bit more simple. I think I balance it by, if I kind of squint my eyes, I like to see some areas that look flat. I like to see areas that look kind of vague and hazy, and I like to see some areas that are tighter contrast with sharper lines. And if those three things seem kind of balanced, then I think if you look at it, it makes a more balanced painting. I think just eyeballing it.
Okay, so that's that's the way you keep focus.
I don't know. I don't really think about it, honestly. I'm sorry.
James says, I discovered your art at the Tower of Terror in their gift shop.
Yay.
I was looking for a souvenir to remember my trip by and found Princess Leia and R2 Giclée. Now I'm hooked on Disney art. Thanks.
Nice.
Hopefully the thanks wasn't like, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Disney.
Okay, Glenda's back and her Wi-Fi straightened out.
Woohoo.
Stupid old Wi-Fi.
I don't know it.
Whiffy.
That's what Teddy and Bob's Burgers thinks it's whiffy. Like, I'm pretty sure it's whiffy.
Better than wifey.
Wifey.
Like that Judy Blume book?
Yes.
Glenda says, has anyone seen the Disney movie trailer of Cruella? Emma Stone looks awesome.
Yes, I've seen it without the sound because it kept playing on was it on IMDb? Some website I was on, and it kept playing the preview for it.
All right, here's my question about that. Is this new Dalmatians movie the first time there has been a new version of a live action film that was originally an animated film? A new version of a live action film that was once originally animated.
Oh, okay.
So we know,
have they done a Beauty and the Beast that? Oh wait, no.
That was live action. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but did they?
With another Emma.
Yes, they have, because they've got the Glenn Close.
Glenn Close is 101 Dalmatians.
And 101
Mulan. There were two Mulan.
There were two live action Mulans.
There were.
There
were two.
Were there?
Kalira, two of them.
Were there two different? There? There might have been.
No, there were.
Were there two? Well, Mulan is a story other than Disney. Was there a live action movie of Mulan that was not a Disney live action?
Then I don't know.
Because that is a traditional.
One is
Chinese
foreign.
Story.
Well,
yeah,
is it?
Yeah, well,
is it Disney though?
That's like.
Is it Disney though?
I don't know if it was a Disney one, because Mulan is a non-Disney story in addition to being a Disney story. Just like how we see Alice in Wonderland things that are not Disney.
Yeah. Well, I know that there is a I think there's a Cinderella that was
there's been
a live
action Disney Cinderellas.
What's that?
There have been a couple of live action.
There was
Disney
one with
Cinderellas.
Brandy.
Yes, there's one that had Brandy in it, the singer.
Brandy and Whitney Houston.
Yes. That was made for TV though. It wasn't a theatrical release, I think. I think that was like on Disney's Awesome Sunday. Yeah, it's an ABC original or something. I forget.
So yeah, I'm thinking that's the first time. Unless I could be wrong. And I haven't seen the Glenn Close one either.
I haven't either.
No, Rio.
Rio, don't sharpen your claws, honey.
Naughty kitties today.
I know, they're ornery.
And another one with Drew Barrymore.
So it was Ever After. Was that made by Disney Studios, wasn't it? Miramax, or one of their affiliates.
Glenn Close was a great Cruella. I could see that. She looks like the cartoon.
Yeah, she does kind of. And then Cruella was kind of based off of Tallulah Bankhead, also the original one.
Ever After. So I guess if Ever After was a Disney one, then that would be an example.
Uh-huh.
That'll work?
Yep.
I was just wondering if that ever happened before.
I think so. That would be Cinderella, technically.
Yeah. And there was... Well, that's a Cinderella. And then if Brandy had a Cinderella.
Yes, and then there was a more recent one. Remember, in the act, Gypsy and her boyfriend go. In the movies. That's the movies they go.
Yeah, who was in that?
I forget. Some famous actress.
Yeah, I'm not as big into the live action Disney.
I don't really get into them. I'm more in for the animation.
I'm trying to think. Have I seen a live action Disney?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
That were originally animated films.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think I have. I'm not sure.
Well, you could talk about Treasure Island, various incarnations, and Treasure Planet.
That would be backwards.
Yeah, I know.
And I guess so.
Yeah, there have been various versions of that.
Disney did a 2015 live-action Cinderella with a Frozen Fever short that was a bigger draw than the actual movie.
Aha! Yes.
Snow White and the Huntsman is not Disney.
No, it's not Disney. That's just Snow White. Again, Snow White is a character other than Disney.
Katie says, I like the new Pete's Dragon. I still haven't seen it. Yeah, I think
Pete's Dragon was cartoon and live action to begin with, and then redone as live action / digital.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie. How do you think about that?
I'm sorry. Katie said I like the new Pete's Dragon. And
okay.
That's all.
See what you did, Katie?
Katie. With the girl from Twilight. Yeah, that was
Oh, she's in Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah.
Yes, but that is not Disney.
Yeah, it's not Disney.
That's just Snow White. It's not Disney Snow White.
Yeah.
Snow White's been around since Grimm's Fairy Tales in Germany.
Yeah.
Like how Mulan's been around in China, and it's not like how Lilo and Stitch is just a Disney movie. It's an old story. Aladdin is an old story. Aladdin has had has it had 2 live action incarnations?
I don't know.
Or am I confusing it with the Broadway?
You could watch the stage presentation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like the Broadway theatrical presentations, and various ones.
I think it's only had the one with Will Smith.
With Will Smith, was there? Yeah, I can't recall.
Katie says Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast are probably the best live action ones so far.
Okay, I haven't seen either of them.
I haven't either. Man. Yeah, I think of that when
I'm mostly in it for animated.
Yeah, I must be.
Because, that's what I do. I'm a painter.
Yeah, that's true. Huh.
Well, also, too, it seems like I have the opportunity.
Oh, I have seen one.
Oh, what? Which one?
Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I have seen Jungle Book, and
Actually,
I loved it.
You know what? Has it had multiple live-action incarnations? The thing is, that is Rudyard Kipling. That is not necessarily Disney, but that one is the Disney remake.
I believe it's only had the one live-action Disney.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Leela says, well, folks, it's been a long day, so I'm heading up to bed.
Hi,
and
Leela.
Take care, and we'll see you next time.
UK.
Glenda says, now I remember Treasure Planet. I had the book.
Ah! If Brandon was here, he would tell us about Treasure
Yes, Brandon's favorite Disney movie is Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Katie says, not a live action, but looking forward to Raya the Last Dragon Rider. Looks phenomenal.
Oh, that's one that looks kind of neat. I saw the preview. That's going to be a Disney Plus, I think.
Glenda says, did they make a live action of Treasure Planet? Treasure Planet's based off of
Treasure Island, which Disney has done various
so
live
it's
action
kind of
incarnations
kind of backwards,
the
but
Robert
different.
Louis Stevenson.
Kalira says, Will Smith plays an awesome genie.
I have not seen that.
It's the first time I've heard that.
He played an awesome genie?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
There was a lot of... I don't know what was wrong with people.
Well, some people probably really like the Robin
Williams
Williams
genie. I don't know.
Like voice acted one. I don't know. Aladdin's a great movie. I have not seen the live action.
I haven't seen it to know, but I remember a lot of people thought it was weird or something. I don't know.
That Will Smith was doing it?
I guess so. I have no idea.
I'm trying to think, but I don't know.
James says, are all of the artists who who were selling their canvas prints using the same UV protective techniques as yours.
At Disney?
James, not the ones we make. That's our own process.
Yeah, the ones we make,
but as far as the Disney ones,
yeah, if it's my non-Disney artwork, that me and Matt make those. I only make those in my own artwork. If it's a Disney artwork, for example, like Mickey Mouse or Tiana or Frozen or one of the Disney artists, those are probably made by the same Disney factories that make mine, I'm guessing.
Right. They look the same.
Yeah,
same
they are UV protected.
Yeah, so I think, James. So if you're asking about Disney ones specifically, that's Disney's.
Disney makes those, prints those, and they use archival materials for varnishing. Now, if it's an artist selling their own stuff and it's not Disney, I have no idea. That's up to whoever prints it for them and whatever they do. I don't know about them.
Referring to Disney specific. That's all the same stuff.
Yeah, those are all Disney prints those, and they would be putting those all through the Disney materials. They also have to comply with the California's different codes for different chemicals to use things, since they're sold in California's Disneyland and Disney Florida. So Disney's often more thoughtful in choosing their giclée coatings than some places are.
Aradovich says, I have tickets for Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, in the actual movie theater. Yay.
Cool. Katie says, Dumbo live action was okay. Looking forward to live action Little Mermaid. Amazing cast so far. Who is going to be Ariel?
Who's playing Ariel? Yeah.
Kalira says, I didn't watch the new Dumbo.
I didn't see that either.
I kind of wanted to see that, but then I didn't. I kind of wanted to see Lion King, but then I didn't.
Has there been another Dumbo that was live action?
Just the one.
And then there was Operation Dumbo Drop, which was made by Disney, but is not Dumbo.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's Bill Murray, for some reason.
Glenda says, question, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Do you ever had an artist block? Have you ever had an artist block, I guess?
Oh, no.
And if you did, how did you get out of it?
No. I haven't. No. I'm sorry. No, I have the other problem usually where it's not enough time in my life probably to paint everything I want to. But in general, I would say that if I've ever felt slow starting in the morning or something, or even if it's like my hand hurts or something and I'm trying to get in the zone, just trying to do anything, painting something in front of me, plants, flowers that maybe Matt brought me or something I saw in the yard. If I start looking at things like that or taking photos of something that I might want to use later, if I just go for a walk, usually it gets me excited about making artwork.
Tim Burton did the live action for Dumbo.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh,
Kalira says, I did watch The Lion King, but the animated movie is still my favorite.
I've seen that. I have not seen the live action, though.
Yeah, it's interesting, and they pick different voices for people and things like that when it's a character that is much like the Jungle Book, where there's characters that are not human.
Yeah.
And they use voices. I think Scarlett Johansson was a Snakey.
She's Kaa.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the live action Jungle Book was really good.
I like that, and I like
Christopher Walken's in it. Yeah.
Christopher Walken's is King Louis.
Yes.
That's my favorite part. I don't know if anyone likes it or not. I thought it was incredible.
I love that,
yeah,
and I love him in the. It looks like the stepwell at Mohenjo-Daro, and the temple there is magnificent.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He's a big, like a Gigantopithecus.
Yes.
Too. He
even calls himself that. In that one, I think he calls himself a Gigantopithecus.
I think he does. Yes, he does.
Glenda
as
says,
opposed to just an orangutan. Yeah.
But I challenged myself last week. I did a portrait of favorite TikToker, and it turned out pretty good.
Cool.
I've been finding inspiration. Okay, thank you for answering.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah, there's. I mean, even if you're just the idea of making something every day and doing a little bit of artwork is just. That helps you feel like you're being productive, and it all goes somewhere. It's practice if anything else.
Katie said, I would skip the live action Lion King. A few friends have told me that.
Really?
I thought it looked cute, but...
Is it digital? I mean, what is it? Is it real animals? I mean, how does that work?
I think it's like.
Is it people?
It's probably remarkably digitally done, but I think it's not.
It's like Jumanji
I don't
sort
know.
of animals, or
I don't know.
Okay.
Is it Jumanji?
Tell me. Is it Jumanji? Just tell me if it's
just Jumanji.
Okay.
Yeah. Robin Williams
you're
involved.
trying to. It's tricking you. It's all you go there and it's just you.
Okay, so this is good what you just said, Kalira.
What's that?
And I'm gonna get to this point.
Oh.
The Dumbo and Jasmine will know exactly what I'm gonna say. The Dumbo live action just gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Uncanny Valley.
Uncanny
man.
Valley.
Uncanny
That means it's
Valley.
not. What could be the issue? If these animal ones are bothering us, is they look very close to animals, but they don't look close enough to where the fact that it bothers us.
It might not. They might look so close to animals that it looks wrong to see them doing human things like speaking.
Right. That's true.
That creates a disconnect between your expectation and then what the thing in front of you is doing.
And that's called the Uncanny Valley.
The Uncanny Valley.
The Polar Express is a big example.
Polar Express is always the one. Yeah, if you talk to animators or artists, they're like, Polar Express. It's like the people were realistic in ways that if you saw them moving in a way that wasn't realistic,
some people have nightmares about the Polar Express.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's the same thing inside us that make us fear masks. The things that make us fear clowns,
dolls, sometimes they're mannequins.
They're not quite people yet.
Yeah,
they're getting closer, and they bother us because they're so close that we sense it's a bit off. And it's a lizard. It's a human lizard.
It is. It's also kind of why people don't like to see corpses or humans that are no longer alive.
There's something off about it.
You see that something's wrong. Your body can't reconcile what you're expecting
or the
with what you see. Yeah.
Glenda says, yes, I have so many incomplete art. I'm planning on trying to get them done this year.
Yeah.
Since I joined TikTok, I'm finding more inspiration now.
Hey.
And even y'all's chat helps.
Oh, hey. Happy
Fun
to
watching
hear it. It's always great if you can...
I had not thought about it that way, but it makes sense, says Kalira. Yeah, it's, we'll talk more about that later, Kalira.
Yeah.
It's an interesting subject to me. What's that?
It's something that interests me.
Yeah, I often have fantasies or dreams that I create a world of Uncanny Valley that's very disturbing, and I force people to go there, but I mean, it's
called painting.
Yeah. Painting can feel that way. That could be a little bit why people look at Jasmine's art and say,
some people are creeped out by my artwork, especially
sometimes we like it.
Oh, yes, of course. But yeah, some people, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, some people are like, oh, the fact that they have more cartoonish proportions, but I would paint it realistically so it looks like a human eye. Some people are like, oh, that's a little off-putting because you don't expect that level of realism in a cartoon or whatever.
It varies from person to person.
Yeah.
I think there is a bizarre aesthetic that I actually like with Uncanny Valley. Not so much the Polar Express thing, but for example, looking at mannequins, I think it's interesting. They're not quite people, like they're almost robots.
It's never a mannequin.
Right. I think mannequins are interesting to me. Dolls don't scare me at all. I love dolls.
Me too.
Clowns don't bother me.
A lot of my artwork is kind of
so
like that.
We're all at a different level there.
I'm kind
Glenda
of
says, I love your style.
Myself. What's that?
Glenda says, I love your style.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, some people, like if you're in a room filled with doll heads, you know, people are like, that's like the scary, and they're all staring at you.
That doesn't bother me.
It's because they're not quite alive, and they're not quite people.
Well, it's like those babies people have that, like those reborn babies, like that look like newborns that are weighted like newborns and things, and look like every hair has been sewn in there, and they look like real babies. Those are kind of creepy in a way, and I know
they can be creepy. But if they get to that point where
it becomes a work of art at some point.
Right, then it almost gets to the awe level, which is a different, like, oh wow, that's really neat. I love that.
Then it's like when you see a beautiful marble statue that looks like it could be a real person, and the lights going through it and everything, and you're like, wow, that's really impressive.
James says, I worry about what people think when they step into my place, and I got Jasmine Becket-Griffith art everywhere.
Hey. We have a lot of weird art at our house.
I would say that some of our art, I think about workers when they come in because a lot of our art is not, and there's some pieces that we can't show.
Oh
here that the work I think they just
when
they don't act up. Like, I'd say they behave themselves. They might be a little bit intimidated by some of it. I don't know.
It's confrontational artwork.
It's like, oh, this person is I'm gonna. I'm gonna just do my plumbing.
Do
and
my
get out.
job and get out. Hey. No.
Although the plumber we have would probably say something.
I was gonna say
about
that's not a good example. The people we've had do work in our house have always.
James says he was just kidding.
Oh, fine, James.
No, I've heard similar things. It's like people are like, what is this? You know, if they've never seen Jasmine's art specifically.
What's this? I don't understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah, but
people.
Yeah, I don't know. About 20 minutes to raffle and the end of our broadcast.
For the day.
For the day. The end of our broadcast.
We'll be back
next week. Yep.
Yeah.
There is,
sure.
I'm not sure if there are any schedule changes as of yet, but there may be in the future, and we'll let you know.
Yes, we might have to be switching Twitch to a weekday for a while. We'll see.
We'll let you know.
Due to hopeful upcoming show potentials and travel, so we might move Twitch to the middle of the week for a while. We'll see. But we'll keep you posted, and we'll always keep everything archived also.
Jay Weaver says, can you share some of those pieces on Twitter?
Twitter? Do I have a Twitter?
You have a Twitter. Basically, your Facebooks they're clones.
You know what I should do is I should on my Patreon. Sometime I'll show off. I've got neat stuff I collect, and sometimes I show pictures of fossils and things that I have. I can show some of the artwork that I collect. Got some Larry Elmore art too.
Yes. There's some art that I would encourage Jasmine not to show.
Okay. I know what art.
Yeah.
I wouldn't show.
Private collection.
But if it's somebody whose art I like and I like the person, I would show it. Or if that person.
Oh, it depends on. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yes. My gosh.
Kalira says, I love Larry.
Larry is awesome. Yep. This is...
I know who Claire is, but I'm not going to say who Claire is.
Okay. Do we know them?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I could.
Okay, don't say anything if you don't want to say anything.
You know Kalira, yes.
Okay. All right. I know them. All right. Cool.
Annual Trinken.
I understand the words you're saying, but
that's the person.
Okay.
If you think about it. Yeah, you know them well. They collect things.
I do know them well, and they do collect things. They're really cool. They have very good taste in their food, actually.
And she says LOL.
Yeah.
And she hears the werewolves howl.
Yes.
Yes, from her Dragon Con.
Yes. Dragon Con, man.
The werewolves.
That's okay. I will go to Dragon Con. I'll be happy to hear those wolves howling, man.
Is there anyone who is excited about the idea that MegaCon and Dragon Con might happen 2 weeks from each other?
Oh, sorry. I'm not one of those people.
Whatever. I'll be the one.
I'll be there. Oh no,
It'll be
It'll
be me that looks like a pile of garbage at the end. But
I know. But my gosh, world. But yeah, MegaCon has decided to move to August. And Dragon Con, I think, is happening also in the end of August.
Tigger said something really funny.
What's that?
It's almost a Matt joke. I love it. Red Rum Ho says, "Hi, this has probably been asked 1,000 times, but was just wondering if Jasmine prefers doing her own artwork or Disney pieces."
I always prefer doing my own artwork, but I love opportunities to do things that are outside of my usual wheelhouse and getting to do Disney things. So it's like if you have your favorite food all the time, it's awesome, but you want to do eat other food too.
Perfect
and
answer.
Disney is fun.
You get the little.
Disney's way more fun than a lot of things.
That's for you because you gave a perfect answer.
That's true. It's something I think of a lot.
So Tigger said, "Come on, you guys, just break down and show us the Velvet Elvis paintings."
Oh.
Glenda says, "Wait, werewolves? I just saw an American Werewolf in Paris a few nights ago." I saw that at the theater.
That is a good movie.
It's an alright movie. I prefer the American Werewolf in London. Yeah. But yeah,
I prefer Howling 3.
But yes, so MegaCon's going to happen.
MegaCon's gonna happen.
This is now we don't know. Things get canceled lately.
Things get canceled.
And then a couple weeks after that, Dragon Con. So that's going to be if they are both, that's going to be a lot of pins.
That will be a
lot of event pins.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is anybody out there? If that's the case, is any of you fans attend both?
Does anybody go to MegaCon? I mean, MegaCon is Orlando, DragonCon is Atlanta, so they're not super far. They're less than a day's drive, really.
Well,
there are people who go to both. I see some of the same people.
Well, yeah, I see the same people, but they're usually from like out of town. Jason and Ashley.
Yes,
they're there.
Exactly.
But you know, there are some people in town.
Yeah.
Who do Tara?
Yeah.
And
Oh no, there definitely are.
Yeah, and Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a lot.
And they're very different I mean, they're different enough that it is. I would never tell somebody, "Oh, go to one but not the other." You know, that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, so a lot of people that are local also they would go to MegaCon since it's not that far. Will go to DragonCon. Yeah. Heck, you could you don't even. I mean, you just need parking. You wouldn't even need a hotel if you just wanted to go up for one day. Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's one of the places that is within a day's drive from Orlando. Easy. Yeah.
But I'm hoping both happen, and I don't mind because I will just be in show mode.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Exactly.
And that's fine for me.
Kind of true. Yeah. My gosh.
Glenda said, I saw it in a theater too with a friend back in '97. Wow.
The thing is, Manny, that you also forget, or not forget, but the Ren Fair always opens the same day as a DragonCon.
Yeah.
So that's opening at the same time.
It's just not, I don't do a lot for that one.
What's that?
I don't do a lot for that.
No, you don't. But that is another reason why I'm not at the Ren Fair is because it's at the same time as DragonCon.
It's very true.
I'm never there the opening weekend.
Your Labor Day, even if you didn't go to DragonCon, your Labor Day would still be taken up with the Ren Fair. So you will never ever get a Labor Day. And you know what? Again.
If it wasn't that, it would probably be Disney saying that's a peak attendance weekend, and they'd love to have me come do an event, or because it's a time people are on vacation. James
said, I've never heard of either. I normally don't do the con thing. Gosh, I think I even heard of DragonCon.
Yeah,
when I didn't do that. But it's a big one, James. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big one. We're lucky in Orlando to have that one. And then DragonCon is definitely a contender for one of the biggest, and that's up in Atlanta.
Yeah, DragonCon is an old con that grew huge.
Yes, it got big.
Yeah, MegaCon is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
A MegaCon.
Yeah.
M. Kitty Cat says, I will be at MegaCon now that I live in Orlando.
Yeah.
I told my nephew about it, and he's so excited since I told him he could come with me. Already decided what he wanted to dress up as.
Cool. Yeah. That's MegaCon and DragonCon both are wonderful ones for cosplay. If you like cosplay, if you like seeing people cosplay, it's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the extra effort. I want to talk to a lot of fans and get a lot of footage of fans at those cons.
Yeah, definitely.
So we can put them here on Twitch.
Like how you did with Epcot. I'd love to be able to show how some of these shows are to people who may never get to see them in person, but like to see what they're like, or are thinking about coming out to one and like to see what to expect.
Right. I'd
love to do that with some of the UK ones too.
Yes, if there's like still the level of social distancing, etc. I'm not sure if MegaCon would happen. It would be very difficult to film you guys the way I want, but I could make some sort of video.
Yeah, something.
M. Kitty says, I'd been to DragonCon once and loved it.
It's a good one. It's like how the Comic-Con is. It's getting to be almost the same size, I think.
Yeah. Kalira says, I've never been to MegaCon. I'll have to try it someday. Oh, Kalira, just stay at the Celebration Hotel and Uber over to DragonCon or MegaCon and just hang out and it's a way that you don't have to ask someone else to get your pins.
That's true. Kinda.
So, and that's a thing is show exclusives. We have show exclusives.
Yeah, so that's when pins start to be extra fun, I think.
Red Rum Joe said, I would be lovely if you came back to the UK for a show. Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yes. Yeah, as soon as we are reasonably able to, we definitely will. Don't worry. I'm sure I've got event people who would love to have me.
Mimi says, 2020 I was going to do both. Didn't work out. I'll have to see about the end of this year.
Yeah.
Well, Mimi, you're always welcome.
Oh, definitely.
It's always nice to see you and your family.
Yes, yes.
Sassy says,
always
I've never
loved
gone to con till I went to Planet Comic-Con, which was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Sassy, you're up...
In the Kansas City
you're
area.
up... Not, well, she came to Kansas City, but
Yeah.
Sassy's like from a northern state. I'm trying to remember which one.
Minnesota? Michigan.
And you had to drive for a bit to get to it, if I remember right.
Amber's up in Nebraska now.
Oh, okay.
With a fireplace.
For the Firefly?
Fireplace.
Oh, cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
Angela says we're hoping to be able to go to Dragon Con this year. I've been in an awful amount of pain since last year. Sitting up for more than 5 minutes is an achievement. Yeah, it's hard to... there's Nebraska. Nebraska. So Sassy's not too far.
Yeah.
And you just said Nebraska. That's funny.
Well, I think that's what I was thinking.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's back in the head somewhere.
I
remember meeting...
Start talking about the
at Planet Comic-Con, Sassy once was there and she came up and she said, I'm Sassy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, and it's like from Twitch.
From Twitch.
From Twitch,
You're
you dummy.
Just bragging. Okay.
Me dummy, not you dummy.
Nope, yeah. That's all
you were calling me a dummy in that scenario. James says, have a great night, guys. Glad I was able to watch today. Oh, see you later, James. We're all leaving in about 10 minutes anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, have a good one.
He came out to Epcot. He's super nice.
What's that?
He came out to Epcot. He's super nice.
Yes. Yes, that's like a live Twitch, right?
It is, kind of.
Except we get to see faces.
That's true. At least the top halves of them.
Yes.
That has been a little bit challenging, sort of, at the live events since we all have to have the face masks and everything. It's hard to recognize people.
Oh, thank you so much for subscribing again, Julie.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. But yeah, and a few people have come up that I know and have known for years, and if they have a face mask on and they've got, like, you know, Mickey Mouse ears or some hat and sunglasses on, I have no idea who anybody is.
It takes me...
Until I start talking, of course. And
right.
Then, yeah.
It takes me a while. I don't recognize people as well as I should be able to.
Well, I actually am pretty good at it, but when people are faces covered up and everybody's got Disney stuff and crazy stuff going on their hats and things anyways.
Yeah, I mean, Scarlett, who's
yes, I've known
still in town, I think.
Yeah.
Scarlett, who's in the room sometimes, I didn't recognize her, and I know her, you know?
Yes, it's like...
I didn't recognize...
I know.
Yeah.
People I've known, like, from real life.
But she had her eyes decorated so pretty. And,
yeah, she had
makeup
on. But she's getting her wedding, or her,
she had a photo shoot.
Photos.
Yeah, so she's getting married.
Uh-huh.
And we're very happy.
Yes.
We knew her when she was... when she was little.
It's amazing that I've known people who've been, like, fans of my artwork and stuff for that long.
She was just a teenage girl that lived here in town that loved Jasmine's artwork, but and then...
And she's grown up doing important things.
Yeah, she's fun.
She comes to Dragon Con too.
Yeah, you're really lucky. You have your fans are so well behaved too.
Aren't they? I just know the best people.
Usually don't see much fisticuffs in line.
Not usually.
We've seen a few close to it, but
not
in a long time.
Not in a while.
Not in a long
I think
time.
everywhere has gotten better at crowd control. We've learned things about lines and stuff.
Yes.
And of course, with the pandemic, everything's gotten more safety conscious.
Yeah, please don't get in a fight in our line.
Yeah, if you pick somebody you don't like, get in a fight there. Unless you're famous, then get in a fight at our booth.
We'll use the press.
Yeah, we'll use some press.
Will Prince be out of this painting? I love. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Prince. Yes, sure. Definitely. Yeah, after I finish this, I will definitely have prints up, and especially, probably do canvas cuties and things too, especially since
it looks like it could definitely be
I was going to say, that's one that we cut into a square eventually. Yeah, I'll definitely eyeball it, but I think it would be a cute canvas cutie. And then I know people like to put those with the pins, and she'll match her little pin.
Yeah, we'd either lose well, it depends what you do with it. Yeah, I think it'd be a good canvas cutie.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
But the important thing, and what I'm proud Jasmine doesn't do, is does not paint it with the idea that it's going to be a canvas
Oh God,
kitty
no.
first.
I
Because
would
that
drive
would
myself
mess with your
crazy if I
mojo.
started. Oh man, I know artists who are like that sometimes. Though they're like, well, I need to. It has to be a multiple of 8 because my prints all are like 8 by 10, and I'm like, oh, and you're gonna let that determine what your painting's gonna look like?
Yeah.
I get it. I know. I really do.
I get it too.
Matt,
I just
I'm
want
sure
you to
doing
have some
framing,
artistic
it's-
integrity.
Well, no, that doesn't mean you don't have integrity. I just mean that if you have that's not the limiting factor here. If I was somebody who didn't do as many paintings in a year, I might care more about that. Like
That's very true.
If I only did 5 paintings a year, I'd be like, I'd want to make sure it fits every size possible. Yeah.
That is a good point.
Yeah. I have the luxury of being able to paint more often than some people. Or by painting faster, I guess. I don't know.
Glenda says, I'm planning on subbing, but I can't remember my password. That's fine.
Oh, that's okay. You get me next time.
If you want to support us, I think Patreon is the best way.
The best way, definitely.
But feel free to do it on here too.
Yeah. Also,
Patreon's
Patreon,
just
you get
probably
a lot of stuff
more
other
perks.
than just Twitch. Yeah.
Whoa.
I heard a car backfire.
Is there a dinosaur?
That's not a dinosaur.
I think we're getting attacked by dinosaurs.
Okay, it sounded like motorcycles.
I don't like that sound.
Motorcycles?
No, whatever's happening outside. It sounds like some. You know what? It sounds like something weird from what's that movie with the Cloverfield?
Oh.
I think some Cloverfield stuff's happening outside.
We have a Cloverfield in our yard. It sounds like a
We're gonna do a Cloverfield. Yeah.
They're gonna do a Cloverfield. They're making a show that is Cloverfield based, I think, like a TV show.
Angela says Bob couldn't remember his password, so we had to register Toffee. That's their kitty.
Oh, the kitty! I've heard her talk about her kitty.
Oh, Katie says, I suppose I could start a sword fight at the Ren Fair in front of the shop.
That's true.
Yes, a fight with Willow and Foxy. Love it.
Yes, that's
Katie,
fine.
feel free.
Yeah, Willow does wonderful death scenes. Yes. Man, I miss the Renaissance Festival.
Glenda says, I knew it. I was thinking the same movie when you said
the
noise outside.
Yes, that is something you don't want outside.
Yeah,
I think that was
do
a
not want
a
Cloverfield.
Don't want a Cloverfield. I love that.
I'm gonna do a Star Wars first.
We're gonna do a Star Wars. You gotta do a Star Wars. I can say that too, because sometimes I do have to do a Star Wars.
Yes, it's very true.
More than some people.
I might refresh my screen. I got a swirly.
Uh-oh.
I think it's me though.
Okay.
I mean, we're 4 minutes from raffle. I hope it's not
no.
being.
Please don't kick off before the raffle.
I think it's okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, usually the video would cut out before the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I
the
have
chat.
no
I mean,
idea what you have
the
going
chat
on.
would still exist.
Oh, I see. The chat room would keep going.
Yeah, but I've got a swirly. Please don't be bad.
Please don't be bad. At least go for another. What is it? 5 minutes or
3
something?
minutes now.
3 minutes. Come on, dude. Come on, internet. You can do it.
It just could be my connection. I don't know.
Well, isn't that how we're broadcasting? Oh, I guess that'd be on my computer.
Gadget says, "What did you do? Thought we were going to lose you again this week."
Pardon?
Oh, what did you do? Thought we were gonna.
Oh, did the internet go off again?
I don't. I mean, I'm seeing a swirly. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know. No, baby. Were they
okay?
asking about
If you said
Epcot?
this, everybody refresh because El Hurt says this video is either unavailable or not supporting this browser. That means you need to refresh your own thing.
Oh, yeah, refresh your
because that happened to me earlier.
Sorry, Maddie, I didn't know if you were reading something from the chat room or asking me a question. No. I couldn't tell.
Right, I see a swirly thing. I think others might be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting lost.
I didn't know if somebody was saying that.
Okay, guys, if you can still hear me.
Can you see the chat room? Type in the chat room.
I will.
Say if you can't see it. This is gonna look like we're trying to.
Someone says it's now. It's good. I'm gonna refresh one more time.
I promise we're not trying to skimp out on prizes. Seriously, what do I care?
Okay, now I see it. I think we're good now.
We're good?
Yay, it's back, guys. Yeah, just refresh.
Okay, just hit refresh, everybody.
Woohoo!
We just didn't pay our...
Yeah, people are good now.
Our Twitch bill.
You know, I forgot to pay the Twitch bill.
Yes.
Apparently that's it now. Yeah.
Okay.
That's for you, Twitch.
Bad.
Okay. I might do the raffle now.
You want to do the? You know what? Why don't we go ahead and do that because then
Okay, guys, I'm gonna do the
raffle
raffle now.
Okay, so you do the one that's to see who wins the raffle.
Yes, first we're gonna choose
a
winner.
We'll see the prize.
Here, I'll stop it so people can't enter anymore.
And we'll also do the Epcot prizes too. They automatically get those also.
Yes, they do.
So they'll be getting Tiana and Artist Mickey.
Kalira Faye. They won last week.
The same person who won last week won
this
week? Okay. Hey, good. It is random. I think that's okay. The only person I wouldn't let win would be Matt. Because I think he gets entered because you're running it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so we get...
You get to win again!
I mean, they won the prize wheel last time, too.
They won a prize wheel last time.
Yes.
They're not... Do they work for
Somebody
Twitch
said rigged. I promise it. I promise you a million times over it's not rigged. A million times over. I will go to HE double hockey sticks if I...
Oh.
I'm serious.
Yeah, if you lie about Twitch, that's...
I'm not lying. I couldn't I don't like that sort of... Alice Oracle deck.
Alice Oracle deck! Nice! And I will autograph that for you. And it's the real deck. It's not a virtual one. It's not an app.
Well, don't blame me or her because it's not...
What? Oh, are people in the room mad that the same person won twice? Well... Think about poor what's-his-name who got struck by lightning 7 times, yeah?
Yes.
Be glad that they have good luck and not bad. I mean, it's not really in our advantage to have the same person win multiple times.
Yeah, and I'm happy because, like,